9-to-5 workers confront an online millionaire.
I bought your course. I didn't make fucking money from it, man.
Woo! I wanna see this shit on fire. We're about to turn up in this one. We're about to turn the fuck up in this one.
Are you gonna give me a refund?
Okay. I've tried. I'm not rich.
But have you sat there for 3 years without?
I can't sit there for 3 years without getting a single.
So you know what? I think I'm about to.
Ooh, that shit is gonna be crazy. That's gonna be lit. Hold on. It's gonna be a long video. Get your freaking popcorn, cause it's showtime, baby. Freaking showtime. I want to talk in this fucking one.
Shit. What's up, bro? What's up, bro? Shit. Okay.
I don't give a shit.
Okay, sir.
Hundreds of thousands of dollars called school.
Sir.
Selling your vagina on the internet, I don't think is very ethical.
You guys are voting me out? You are a piece of shit. You're a scammer.
The fuck?
So basically, ladies
I feel like this is scripted, but let's continue.
and gentlemen, for the duration of this program, I think this man's actually proven himself very right.
Your full name on Instagram is Brad Scales, right?
Yeah.
I was like, you should change it to Brad Scales.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. This is gonna be a crazy one. Oh my little goodness. Oh my crazy goodness.
Alright, what's up, everyone?
Turn me fucking up in this shit.
My name is Brad Scales. I'm 21 years old, and I am an entrepreneur. And today I'm going to be debating all these people on common topics a lot of people like to throw out there on the internet. So let's get into it.
Most self-made millionaires under 25 are either scammers, trust fund kids, or got lucky.
I would say yes. Before even he started, I would say yes. And I said that every single video, you have to get lucky to some extent. You have to get something right, or maybe follow a trend, or be early into something. For example, the people who bought Bitcoin in 2015, 2014, 2012, whatever, they were early in the game and they were lucky, or they were smart enough and lucky, which was being the right person at the right time. And then the opportunity came with them. Then that's where luck happened, which is a whole nother topic, right? I always say that. And then they followed along with it, right? This the Bitcoin example is just one example out of the million of examples of these guys. You could follow a trend. For example, during COVID, the people were there, they were streaming speed. Everybody was at home, and they were already doing that for a little longer time, right? They were the right person at the right time, but they was putting in the work as well. It's not like, because like people think that the word lucky is like you just wake up one day and then magically you're rich, when it's really not like that. You are preparing yourself so that luck can find you one day, right? But I would say yes, because you have to be lucky. To be alive, you have to be lucky. To be fucking alive, to have 2 eyes, to have 2 legs, to have 2 arms, to have to not be living in the street, to have both parents alive, you have to be lucky, right? And with all that being said, let's go ahead and start it, because this one's gonna be a crazy fucking one.
All right, Day. Nice to meet you, bro.
Nice to meet you, bro.
I've talked to a bunch of entrepreneurs, and they supposedly tell me how I could get rich by selling like life insurance and stuff like that. But whenever I ask them to get into detail, there is no details, because it's just scams.
Life insurance.
A lot of it is just screenshots from other people. There is probably 1 or 2 or maybe 3, that are right, but courses are a scam.
No, you cannot say courses are a scam. Some people who are selling courses are probably scammers, but you cannot say courses are a scam, because, well, this is not correct at all. You can sell anything that does not make you a scammer. I can sell some shit that does not make me a scammer at all.
At the end of the day,
Why do you believe that?
Why do I believe that?
Yeah.
All the information you're trying to provide us is already on Google and ChatGPT.
But that does not make it a scam for you to organize the information. And most of the information that's on the internet, it's not organized. When you buy a course, when you buy something, you buy an organized information. You have the privilege of not wasting your time finding the right pieces of the puzzle, because everything is more straightforward. It's easier for you to learn that way, right? It's not a scam. I think he didn't say the way he wanted to say, maybe. I don't know.
Why do I need to pay you to be able to figure that out?
You don't need to pay. You choose to pay.
You're not wrong. I mean, there is a lot of information out there on, Google, ChatGPT, YouTube, especially.
Did you take a course?
Yeah, I actually paid $10,000 for a course the other day. But my point here is basically a course is like all of that information that you would have to go out there and find yourself summarized in one spot with like a lot of courses have a coaching element added on
Exactly.
top. They have
Organized. It saves time. It saves up time.
like more support, more access to someone who can answer.
People, because just think about it. People are working 9 to 5. They're working their jobs. Sometimes they're working 2 jobs. They don't have time to sit down and find something and then find little pieces of something here and there and then connect to something bigger. For example, I learned how to trade Forex. I learned how to trade options. I learned how to create content on the internet, for example, right? I could have just easily just go on YouTube and learn how to do all these things, right? Or maybe I want to learn a language, for example. The better example here is the language. Say I want to learn a language. Say I want to learn Spanish. I can technically go on YouTube and type whatever the hell I want, how to learn Spanish. And then I'll find a video from this person, and then I'll find another video from another person, and then I'll find another video from another person. And they all have different types, different ways of explaining, different methods of explaining, right? They have different pacing. So it's really hard finding one video from one guy and then the other video from another person and then another video from another woman. It's a little messy, right? Especially in the beginning. So
Their questions, all of those elements added on top of like
you don't have time. You don't have time to be doing all of that if you have to work a 9 to 5, or if you have 2 jobs, 3 jobs, you're tired. It's just much more convenient for you to buy something more organized. And it costs your time, right? It's better for you to just trade. For example, if you're paying $50 course and you're earning $20 an hour, it's better for you to pay 2.5 hours of your time, of your work time for that course, which gives you the organized information than if you were to do it by yourself. And in most cases, it would have taken you much more time. It would have taken you weeks and weeks upon weeks to find something, a good information, because a lot of information on the internet is just pure noise as well, right? So it's more convenient.
the actual content piece itself. So it's like instead of going out and having to figure it out on your own, you're paying someone who already has that information to help
So
you.
you're just trying to get lazy people rich.
No, it's
No, bro, what the fuck? No. Now he tripping.
it's not even that. It's just like being able to handle problems. Like entrepreneurship is about failing and learning from your failures and using those failures to like know what you need to know in order to achieve that success. So instead of going through all those failures yourself, it's like, okay, you could come and pay someone like me who can help you kind of navigate around those failures. So it's like it's more support, it's more like
Yes, but at the end of the day, you cannot guarantee success for nobody, right? Because something that could have worked out for you once, it's not guaranteed it's gonna work for somebody else who buys your shit, right? But with that being said, you can still sell it, but you just have to disclose that, because there's nothing in this world guaranteed, and there's nothing that's like, oh, just copy and paste what I do and then you're gonna become successful. I don't even believe in this shit.
of a
It doesn't exist, y'all.
fast track. It's more,
So why do you sell courses?
why do I sell courses?
To make more money.
Well, number one, I make more money from doing it. That's just like full transparency. Like I have the skill. Why would I not sell it to other people? Number two, I really enjoy like the coaching aspect of it. Like I really enjoy my job and what I do. And number three, like the demand for it is there. People come to me asking to buy it.
How much is your course?
What does he sell and what does he do? What does he do?
It's like 4K.
4K.
Yeah.
4,000.
So you love taking 4K from people.
Well, it's like if they're willing to do what they need to do on their end and like put the work in that's necessary to get there, like
Yeah, I would say this is expensive as fuck, but if there's market to it and there is enough value to be extracted from those 4,000, then I would arguably say, okay, sure, because you can sell anything for 10,000, 100,000. If there's value that it's worth, paying for 4K, okay, I wouldn't say anything. But I don't know. I don't even know what he does.
yeah. And
What's your success rate?
It's tough to say because there's a lot of people who join who are willing to do the things they need to do.
That's a really good question, though. By the way, what's your success rate? This is a really good breaking point to see if what you're selling is worth it or not, right?
And they see results from it. I have students that make 100K a month. I have students that make 200K a month. I have other students who join and they never make $1 because they just expect everything to be handed to them, and they expect that since they spent 4K, like automatically it's just going to come overnight. And in the reality, like it's not a get-rich-quick scheme. It's running a real business, and the things to run a real business have to be done in order to see those results. I don't want you to think of it as like buy my course and I'm going to get rich the next night, because that's not what it is, and that's not what I market it as either.
It's 4K too, so it's not an easy.
Okay, so he's being very transparent here. I like that shit, because in most cases, there's a lot of gurus which is gonna sell you, you know, the dream. Oh, get out the matrix shit. Like, just buy my course and I'll teach you how to be rich in a fucking week, right? And then next thing you know, you're throwing your life expenses or your life savings on this random ass guy that you found on the internet. And when that shit doesn't work for you, you're gonna be sitting down crying, and this person's gonna be a lot richer. So at least he's not being that type of guru, right? I respect that.
The investment for a lot of people
course.
like me. You get what I'm saying?
Of course, and that's why like I sell it for what it's worth.
Yeah, 4K is a lot. It's a lot of fucking money, dude.
And I can confidently say that like the people who actually are willing to spend that money and put that time in that's necessary, like they see the results. Again, I have students who make 100K a month.
Yeah, you cannot guarantee that. You cannot say, oh, just put in the time and that shit. I don't believe in that crap. For me, that's crap, right? There is, I would say, the better way to say it is like you have better odds of succeeding. Versus just saying, oh, you just got to put in the time. You just got to put in the work. You just got to put in the effort. Which, yes, is right, but it's a little bit more complicated than just that, right? There's context, there's timing, there's circumstance. It's not that simple, but okay. I'll let that pass. Let's let that
I have
pass.
students who make 200K a month. Like I've had people who they're booting you out, spent their last like couple $1,000s on my program and have like sat there and thanked me over and over and over for it months later. I just had 10 of my students out here, 10 of my top students come out to Miami, and we went out on a yacht. We went to like a cool dinner. And some of them were like really emotional about the fact that they were there. And
How do you prove that? How do you prove that they're all making money? Because I see all of them on Instagram coming over to your house, fucking getting into nice cars.
Yeah, of
But
course.
they're not their cars.
how do
It's
you
your
prove
cars.
that I make money? You don't.
I
Like you
fucking
just
don't.
see it and you just know, bro. But also people, you know,
What does he do? You gotta tell us what he does.
they
Well,
post
how can
their
I differentiate
invoices.
yours from like somebody?
Hold on. What does he do? Freedom AI. Learn the skill set that changed my life for free. For free. I don't think it's for free, but okay, let's believe in that. He's got a second channel. Apply to have me scale your brand. Okay, so he scale other people's brands. Okay. Just like Alex Hermosi, more or less. Because he helps other companies out as well. I'm not sure. Become an AI advertiser. Okay, so it's a little course here. All right. Okay. There's results. He's probably doing Facebook ads. And running ads and running campaigns and making profits from the campaigns.
Warning, what you're about.
Okay. Yeah, I'll see that later. And then we're gonna see the comments as well.
Else's. Like if somebody else on Instagram is posting like that they're rich and stuff like that to buy their course.
Of course, because
how do I know to
bro,
buy yours and
the
not
reality.
yours?
I mean,
What?
the last thing is the reality is there's a lot of fake shit out there. I will give you that.
They cut it off. What did they cut it off? He was doing pretty good.
What's up, bro?
What's up, man?
Oh shit. Bet.
Now I would say this is kind of scripted, but okay.
You know, I bought
Let's say this is real.
your course, man, actually.
No, you didn't.
Yes,
Prove
I
it.
did.
He bought the course?
I bought your course.
Prove it.
All right, fine. I didn't buy
Yeah.
it. Man.
Ah, bro, fuck out of here, dude. Come on, you want to come up with this fucking attitude? Like, oh, I'm not even gonna touch your hand, and then you're gonna be like, oh, I'm capping. Fuck out of here, dude.
But yeah,
Come on, man.
you are a piece of shit. You're
What?
a scammer because you're just stealing money from people, man.
How?
Nah, he's just being crazy here. He's just acting up right now. First off, he comes up saying that he bought the course, he claimed it, and it was fake. It was not real, and now he's just offending him out of thin air. Like, what the fuck?
I don't know, but you just fucking stealing
You
money
don't
from
know.
people.
So you're gonna come up here and make a crazy claim like that, but
I'm not
nothing
making
to
a
back it
crazy
up.
claim. You stole
You
money
are
from
making a
people.
crazy
Okay,
claim.
how many people bought your course and actually made money back? Let's start with that.
I mean, I don't have an exact number. I would
Exactly,
say
you don't know
typical-
because
no,
nobody
here, I would say
who
typical-
actually buys your course makes money from your course.
Do you want me to pull up results right now?
I don't want you to pull up shit because it could be fake.
Because how is it gonna be fake?
It's just fake.
See, you're coming up here and making crazy
I'm
claims.
not
and
making
you
any
don't have
crazy
anything
claims,
to back
man.
it
I
up.
just
I
know.
respect it. It's
I
for the
just
clip, but-
know.
He's clip farming. He's actually clip farming. He's not even being real now.
You're a piece of shit. You're scamming people. Prove me wrong.
I just told you.
Holy shit, dude, that's kind of offensive, bro.
Y'all pull up results and you said you don't want to see
How
them.
do I know the results are?
Okay, even aside from my course, I run a marketing agency that does 7 figures a year, and
I don't
that
give a
business
shit.
is
I
solely
don't-
based off of making more people money.
I don't give a shit. Okay.
See, you're just making crazy claims.
No,
and you're
because it's
even
not.
letting
It's not
them
crazy.
talk.
Because I bought your course.
No,
and I
you
didn't make.
didn't.
I bought your fucking.
Nah, bro, fuck that. Nah, I'm not even gonna take that shit serious.
You just said you
And I didn't make fucking money from it, man. Are you gonna give me a refund?
Okay, you didn't buy my course. You already admitted to that.
How do you know I didn't buy? What are you saying? I'm poor?
I told you
I'm
to
poor.
prove it. And you
I'm poor.
can't-
I can't buy your course.
I'm not saying that at all.
No, you're saying I'm poor.
You got a nice outfit on.
You're
Like,
no.
Fuck that shit, dude. Fuck that shit. Fuck that shit, bro.
You're calling me poor. I can't buy breast course because it's 4,000. I'm poor. Is that what it is?
You just said you didn't. You
When did I
didn't
say that?
Buy my course.
I never
You
said
said it
that.
right when you
I
sat down.
never
You
said
said I
that.
bought your course. I said prove it. You said okay.
When did I say that?
You said that as soon as you sat down.
See,
the cameras are rolling.
See, this
Stop it.
is what
Give me something serious.
scammers are. They gaslight.
Okay,
They lie.
this is-
He's
this
lying.
is-
All right, fine. I didn't buy your course, man. That's it. How much is your course?
It's
4,000. Yeah, 4,000. I spent $4,000 on your
No,
course.
you didn't. But if you can give me,
What?
I will sit
Because
here and
you're
have a
saying I'm poor?
conversation with you.
You're
No,
saying I'm
no,
poor?
I'm not saying that at all. I'm not
So
saying
what
that
are you
at all.
saying?
But I'm
Because you're
saying, if
saying
you
I
can
didn't- I
sit
said I-
here,
I said I
if
bought
you
your course,
can
you're
sit
telling me-
here and make
you're-
one logical argument about why my course is a scam, I'm willing to have a conversation with you. But you're just saying bullshit
Sure,
right
you're
now.
not willing to have a conversation
BS detection.
with me?
BS detected.
No, I'm more than willing, but can you make one logical point of why my course or what I do in general is a scam?
Okay, because let me explain it very well. For
Nah,
you.
bro, I'm not even taking this guy serious anymore.
Okay, listen close. I bought your shit,
No, come
and
on,
it didn't
stop.
work. There you go. A equals B.
Okay,
B equals C.
you're making a really
C equals nothing. And you equal get out of the chair and let somebody real talk.
good
C
effort
equals
at
Because you're not taking that shit serious.
trying to rage bait me, but my cortisol is not
So A equals get the fuck out of this chair.
Rage bait.
spiking.
No, you know what made me mad? The fact that I bought your shit.
I know he's clip farming, but still, bro, come on. Y'all giving too much time for this guy.
Didn't buy my course.
Okay,
you already
what,
admitted that.
exactly. What's in your course, anyways? Like, why should people? That's 5 flags. That's you guys are voting me out. I'll be back.
Ooh, thank God. God damn, man. Why did it take so long, bro?
See you soon.
I'm here for the real heat, not the fake heat. I want the real shit.
Most workers are secretly jealous
God damn, man.
and wish they were entrepreneurs.
How you doing, Bresler?
Good. Oh, you're a handshaker.
Yeah, I like to shake.
Okay, so real quick before
He's got a snake in his neck.
the prompt, like
Yeah, bro.
What the f?
you carry that snake around.
It's a pet snake. You know,
That's
I work
fine.
on a reptile farm.
That's the,
I love wildlife. I love animals.
Holy cozy, holy cozy.
Young Steve Irwin, you know what I mean? And I think that, you know, most people who are wages, they might be jealous of the young entrepreneur millionaire, but I've been an entrepreneur too. Like, it's the hustle. You said it yourself. You fail.
It is a hustle, 24/7 grind,
You
grind mode, baby.
grind, you know, and you learn from your mistakes. And then, you know, I got a full-time job on a reptile farm. It's kind of the dream, breed endangered animals like Galapagos
Can't-
tortoises.
I can't argue you on that. If you're
Yeah,
happy, you're
so,
happy. Like,
yeah.
That's all that matters in life is
That really is it. And it, you know, I think people like you're selling this course to just retards. And
No,
they're
it's not retards.
Are you
Retards, come on, bro.
sure?
No, it's
Who's
not.
buying?
Why are you saying retards like that? It's so offensive.
What's your average?
Average age demographic?
Yeah.
17 to 25.
Yeah, there
I'd
you
say.
go. These kids have no experience. They're looking at Instagram.
that's
They're
the
looking
point.
at Twitter. They're seeing people like you who are flexing all these cars, flexing the mansion.
Of course.
A lot of these people are faking that. These kids, like, what are they?
Yeah, but you cannot make assumptions that he is selling courses for retards or whether what he sells or not is fake, you know?
doing? If they have questions,
You have to have proof to whatever the fuck you say. Whatever claim y'all make, you have to have proof to back that thing up.
why would they buy a course when they could just ask the internet? Like, if they're buying your course
It goes back to the same principle. It's convenient. It's more convenient.
and they don't have questions, they're retarded, right? So they have to know what they want to know from your course, and then you could just plug that into ChatGPT or find a mentor. I mean, you're
Find
how-
a mentor, exactly.
There you go, you're 21 years old,
paying
right?
I am, yeah, 21.
What life experience do you have? What jobs did you have that you made this money? Are you a nepo baby or?
That's actually that was a good thing from the other guy debating him.
No. I mean, my parents, you know, they did averagely well for themselves. I'm always
good
open
middle
about
class.
that. But when I dropped out of college to do
Hell
this
yeah.
stuff full time,
Me too.
Hell yeah.
So wait,
They
They both dropped out.
They told me they wouldn't give me $1, and like financially I was on my own, and that was like a big motivator for me, was that I moved across the country and like had to figure all this shit out on my own, and I didn't have much money to do so. So I don't like come.
So you did come from below. You were pretty poor, huh? Is that what you're saying?
No. I'm not saying I was poor. Like again, my
But
parents.
when you left on your own, did you have a ton of money? Like, did you?
I mean, I
100K?
had probably like 40-50K saved up, so
Where'd
like
you get that?
a good backbone.
But how did he make that money?
From what I was doing online, like when I was in college, I started everything back like sophomore year of high school, and was working all through high school, and never really made money my first 1, 2, 3 years doing it. And then as soon as I kind of got into college, I started to actually see some of the like rewards of my hard work, and stacked up like 40-50K, was making like 10K a month, and was like, this is what I want to do with my life. I'm going to drop out and like go full force at it.
All right, and I'd say like most wages, most normal people, they couldn't handle being an entrepreneur. It's a lot of work. It's sleepless nights.
It's not, I wouldn't even say that they just cannot handle it. I would say that it's more about the circumstance of life would not allow you to do that shit. Because to be an entrepreneur, it probably means for you to work your ass off and not see results up front. And a lot of people, they're not in the position where they can stop their lives and give full time into some shit that is not generating money because they need to pay bills, because they're trapped in a fucking system, right? So they're not even allowed to stop, because if they stop, they're gonna die. So it's not even that. It's not even about that they're willing. It's about that they're forced not to do it because they need that guaranteed paycheck. Otherwise, if they don't have any backup, they don't have any support system or families or this or that, they run the risk of being in the streets. Messed up, bro.
You know, you got to give things up, right? When you say.
Yeah, I would say majority of people, but I would say like anyone who's like just willing to go through that process and that hard work is capable of doing it.
Absolutely, but I mean, if they really are capable of doing that work, putting the time in, why buy your course? Like, it's just a scam.
No, it's not a scam.
It's to help their path become a little easier. God damn it! Hold on, guys. Let me just search something here. It's to make their lives easier. Why y'all make things so much more complicated? Come on, man. Okay.
But the point in buying it is to have that extra layer of support, be able to ask questions to someone who knows the answer to them, be able to get all that information in one hub rather than having to go out and do it all on your own.
I hear you. Google is one hub.
Yeah, but Google is not a human being. Google is just a tool. And it's better for you to have contact to a guy who's been there, right? He knows, he has more experience, real life experience than if you were to just ask Google. Come on, man.
Of course, but you have to search for different examples, find different things. Real life example, when I started, I didn't buy a course when I first started. I started trying to get into online business my freshman year of high school.
And you probably figured it out eventually, right?
Yeah, but I tried trading, I tried drop shipping, I tried crypto, I tried NFTs. Like I was just losing money. Yeah, losing money over and over.
Yeah.
And
which was really good for him, because even the fact that he didn't make all of that work, he got a lot of knowledge really early in his life. A lot of people, they are only going to start doing trading, or they're only going to start doing this and that once they are on their late 20s or their 30s or their 40s, because a lot of these people, they didn't even have the structure. And besides that, crypto did not even exist until like 15 years ago, more or less ish, right? Because the first one was Bitcoin. So they didn't even have the opportunities, and the internet was not as big as it is today. And matter of fact, a lot of the times, back in the 90s or 80s, it didn't even exist. The internet wasn't even a thing, right? So it makes it easier for them. It makes it easier for you being super young and failing, so that now you have a lot more structure about how the system works, how business, how entrepreneurship works, and have a clear path in what you want to do going forward with your life.
Finally, like I found what I do now. I got into marketing for brands, and I just stayed consistent with it.
It's a pleasure.
Pleasure.
Ooh, that was a good one. Good one.
You're a handshaker. I respect that.
Shake my hands, baby.
So yeah, I woke up 3 a.m, moving bags, getting told I'm an idiot. They talking down on me because I got a GED And then I look on Instagram on my phone, I see you in the Lamborghini. I said, what's this guy do? What? He doesn't have any dirt on his hands or anything. But did you say you're a millionaire? You sell a course, somebody clicks something and you make money?
So, like, you're asking me what I do for a living?
What is it?
So I run a marketing agency where we run ads for e-com brands. So like skincare brands, healthcare brands, clothing brands, jewelry brands, anything
Okay.
you see online, like streetwear brand, for example, we run their advertisements on platforms like Instagram, Facebook, Google, TikTok, and we
Marketing agency. Okay.
make their businesses more money by running those advertisements. And then we take a percentage of everything we generate. So that's one of my businesses, is that agency where we do that for these businesses.
That's a good format.
And then number two, I have a program where I teach people how they can do the same exact thing. So I coach them on how to start doing that for themselves. They're basically finding businesses, calling those businesses, texting those businesses, emailing them, and pitching their services of running ads for them. So say
That's why it's a scam. That's
What? No, it's not a
That's
scam.
why it's a scam.
why is it a scam?
Because they not working for real. And you selling a dream.
That makes no sense. If there's a car wrap shop down the street, right? Jimmy's car wrap shop. And I go to Jimmy and I tell him, hey, I can make your business more money by running ads for your business. And I make him more money and he pays me a percentage of the money that I make him. That's me delivering a service for him. Same way as when you go to a construction site and you work on that construction site.
His articulating his articulation or his articulacy is top notch.
Who's
Work
ever
hard.
building,
He knows how to articulate.
Work hard
you
for
do.
my-
You work
You know how
really
much
hard.
I make?
Oh, I'm sure you don't make enough.
You know what minimum wage is? They just raised it.
I don't know.
I know because I was making it.
Anyways, my point here is
Damn.
you're building a house for someone. That person is paying you to build that house, right? You're doing a service for them. And in return for that service, they give you money. It's the same exact concept. You understand?
I get on the internet, I do the course. I'm assuming you just Google it and you just put all of the answers there and tell people to do it. And you just go on. And
No, it's
I mean, a little. I would say it's a little bit of that, but also his years that he has from working with these companies.
like it's like
by
a program. You join and there's like, yeah.
Where's the heat, bro? I want the heat. I want the shouting and yelling.
Sacrificing your 20s to build a business means you'll miss out on life's best years.
Sacrificing your 20s to build a business means you'll miss out on life's best years. BS, because nobody knows what. So hold on. There's a lot of sides to this coin, right? There's like 3 sides to this coin. Usually a coin has only 2 sides, but I would say there's 3 sides to this coin because everything can happen. You can the rawest. Oh my god, the rawest reality that nobody's gonna talk about is you can sacrifice your 20s to build something and that shit not working at all, right? So there's this side because nobody talks about that because if you just take into consideration the interviews you see on the internet and the people that are on Instagram popping up, these people, they're the 1 out of a fucking million who also tried that shit and didn't work for them. And they're, you run the risk of going through this, but you also run the risk of, building a business in your 20s and then actually becoming successful, right? And there's a third thing here in which, how are you gonna live your life if you have no money? A lot of people say, "Oh, you should live your life at 20s." Yes, but if you have minimal, if you don't have a support system, if you don't have nothing, you have a job in which you can barely pay your bills. It's really hard for you to just live your life's best years, because essentially, like I would say nowadays, even to live your life is a privilege. To live your life is a privilege. People say, "Oh, just go out and live your life." This is a privilege that people don't take into consideration, bro. A lot of people, they cannot just live their lives because they have to be stuck at a job, earning minimum wage. Life does not allow them to just leave that situation and just live their lives. It doesn't work like that. Let's see what they have to say. The troller again, bro. Get this guy out of here, man.
Welcome back. That's okay.
Let's see if it's gonna be serious now. Okay, I'll give him a chance.
It's okay. What do you think?
And there's also another thing, even before I continue. people say, oh, you could start a business. Actually not. You could start many, many, many businesses, and you could waste years of your life starting and stopping many businesses because you don't even know if what you want to do is actually what you want to do unless you actually put in the work and started it, and now you know the processes and all the things and all the nuances that you got to do to see if it's going to be worth it or not, and if it's sustainable for you to do that shit or not, right? So there's so much nuances. Right? It's not that simple. It's so much more complicated. That's why I hate when people give a simplistic answer to a much more complex problem.
Building a business in your 20s
Because the reality is nobody knows shit.
just makes you miss out on life's best experiences.
I want to apologize for last time about your video.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
All right, let's give this guy a chance.
It was a little bit too
Again,
much.
no grudges held.
But wait, you think I'm jealous of you? Back to the other prompt. I know it's a new prompt.
No, I don't.
Because I'm not.
I told him he's very happy doing what he does for work. That's amazing. That's all that matters in life is that you're happy. You know. Some people don't care about money. Some people don't.
The current prompt is you should sacrifice your 20s to build. I agree with that actually. You know, like
You're how old?
Do you have friends? Do you have people that's?
Yeah.
I mean, what do you do in your free time? Just
I love cars.
yeah.
Go to like car
you sell
meets,
courses on cars or
No.
no?
How to drive a car.
I'll drive my car.
Oh my god, that shit is crazy.
I'll go to the beach sometimes.
Yeah.
I'll
You ever
go
just
to dinner
you ever
with
just
my
fuck around
friends.
with your friends just for fun
Yeah,
and shit like
of
that?
course.
Yeah, like what do you do like when you're fucking around?
I mean, we'll travel some. Like when we have the time to, we'll travel.
Sorry.
yeah, where you travel to?
Where was the last trip I went on with my friends? We went to the Keys in Florida. So not like a crazy trip, but nice little.
Nah, you
weekend
travel
trip.
crazy, man. I feel like you travel to crazy places. See me, I'm actually like a college student, but I also do sales. So like what you and I do is kind of similar, except you sell to like
Why
dumb,
is he switching up the topic? Focus on the topic.
retarded people.
Who do you sell
So I sell to like homeowners and shit like that. So I sell like security camera systems. I'm actually having fun in my 20s. You know, like you don't need a car to have fun in your 20s. You don't need to have a freaking big ass house to have fun. And I spent time with my friends
What
in
car do
college,
you
you know,
drive?
just fucking around. What happened?
What car do you drive?
What car do I drive? I drive a 1996 Honda Civic.
You drove that here?
Yeah.
Do you think you would have more fun driving here if you were in a Rolls Royce Cullinan?
I actually hate Rolls Royce.
I mean, it is better to have a little bit more comfort, but I wouldn't say this directly make you happier, right? Of course, it's better for you to have a car that gives you more comfort, right? A brand new car, whatever. But like to this day, bro, I feel like I would value more peace of mind of doing something that I care about than I really like, rather than having a super amazing car. And if I have the opportunity and the blessing to have a super car as well, then that's another blessing, but that's an extra thing. It cannot add up to the main thing, which is me being at peace of mind with myself, doing something that I care about, or at least I can sustain enough so that I can live my life and have somewhat of structure so that I can not be completely dying every single day and dragging myself to live, right?
like the design is
What
like
about
fucking ugly.
what about a Lamborghini?
Lamborghini? It's too popular. I don't like popular shit.
Okay, what about?
That's why I don't like you, because you're
What's your dream car?
my dream car. I don't have a dream car actually.
Okay, maybe
I
you
just
don't
don't.
care.
I don't really
We'll
care
move to
about
the
cars,
next thing.
about shit like
All
you know
right,
what I'm saying.
continue.
What I want is actually a yacht. Can you get that for me?
I can't afford a yacht.
That's 5 flags.
You get voted out fast, bro.
I know, man. Like,
Never take this shit serious, man. Come on, bro.
Wait, what do you agree with? To sacrifice young so
I
you
think-
can be good by 30?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think,
You're still young.
yeah, but I think like,
You haven't sacrificed
I'm-
anything. You got really lucky.
how did I get lucky?
You're fucking 21 and you're rich. There's a lot of people that fucking try every day.
But I
tried
sacrificed
drop
that.
shipping. I tried a lot of stuff. I was gonna sign up for your course. The problem is your course was a little pushy. I'm not gonna lie.
Pushy?
Yeah, it was like 2 in the morning on like
Well, you
Tuesday
probably
night,
applied
and I
at
was
2 in the morning.
I applied at 2 in the morning,
Yeah.
and I got a phone call at 2 in the morning.
Well, that's what it says when you apply. It says some.
People don't like when they get called lucky because it takes away their hard work, but there is luck to everything. Just for example, think about it. A lot of people who got super rich, super young, a lot of people, they never even worked a real job. They don't know what it's like to wake up at 6 in the morning and do some fucked up job shit in which you're humiliated, right? To earn pennies, right? And they don't like being called lucky. And it's again, lucky is not you magically getting rich. It's like you being the right person at the right time. A lot of the people, they didn't even have the privilege of trying something because they couldn't even afford to fail, right? So that's why. And now that I grew older, because I used to have a total different opinion. I used to be like, oh, you just gotta want to bet enough. If you don't work hard enough, you're gonna fail at this and that. But there's a lot of nuances that we have no even idea how to start, right? Like, just think about it. There's 8 billion people in the world. How the fuck do you think you know all the fucking 8 billion realities of 8 billion different people? You don't know shit. Nobody knows shit, you know? And at the end of the day, if you got rich super young, you got somewhat lucky, right? If you're born, you're lucky, dude. Like I said, all these things means you're lucky. You were the right person at the right time. That doesn't take away your personal effort as an individual, but like the things worked out for you, because there's a lot of people who are trying the same thing and it just not work out for them. And some people, they cannot spend 10, 20, 30, 40 years trying something. They have to move on with their lives. So it's not that simple.
I'll call you within the next 2 minutes.
I
just got a good team.
I
man.
honestly
got
did
a
not
good
fucking
team.
see that, but
I know
that's
how to
fucking
run
crazy.
business.
But I mean, look, you could sacrifice your 20s to be good at 30, but like, there's nothing wrong with working through your 20s.
No, of
like,
course. I agree.
I've been working since I was 16,
Bro, if I didn't,
and I have fun every single day.
say I made $100 million by the time I was 30, I wouldn't retire. Like, what am I going to do with myself? I'm going to go crazy not having work. Like, work brings me fulfillment.
Do you work the whole day though?
6 to 8 hours a day. It totally depends on the day. My
What
job
time
is
do you
so
wake up?
situational. Usually like 9,
9?
and then I go straight to the gym.
All right. Because I wake up at 5 in the morning to
That's
go to
early.
work.
Yeah.
Be there by 6:30, maybe 7 o'clock. Everybody's leaving at 5. I'm leaving at 7. I'm hustling. That's not the same type of hustle,
Exactly. It's a different type of hustling, okay? Way different.
Yeah.
but I'm hustling.
But you're
So
hustling.
I have money in my account because I think when everybody gets up, when everybody leaves at 5, they go home and they sit around and look at TikTok all day. I leave at 7.
Which there's nothing wrong with it, right? There's nothing wrong with sitting at home and looking TikTok. People, they're going to be like, oh, they're going to be sitting around. Some people, they have to look at TikTok because they're fucking miserable. It's the only way to cope with their life that they hate, right?
go home, I eat, I shower, and I go
Again, I don't judge anybody anymore. People do whatever they think it's better for them.
to sleep.
Because only they know what's like really hurting them feelings. Only they know their traumas, their pain, how they deal with that shit, right?
But I still have time to do stuff on the weekends. I go out with my friends, this and that. Why do you think I should be doing a course right now or taking your course?
Well, I think
I feel like when you say sacrificing your 20s to build a business, to be set up in your 30s, it is correct, but there's a lot of nuances. Like I said, it's not that simple. For you just to find out what you want, and I've already said, I'm going to repeat myself, I'm sorry. But for you to just find out what you want to do, it could take you 5 to 10 years just for you to find out if that's what actually you want to do. And a lot of people, they cannot go full-time into doing business because they have to work a 9 to 5. So they get home with the scraps of energy left that they have from their job, and they try something which can take 2 to 3 years just for them to find out if that shit is going to work out for them, if they're going to really want that. And a lot of the business that they start, you need capital to start. So maybe a computer, maybe a setup, maybe money to run ads, and years of studying and doing research to find out what you're going to do, and then actually creating a habit of doing this whilst you're working a 9 to 5, which takes up time and energy and a lot of things. And if you have a wife, if you have a girlfriend, if you have this, if you have that, you're going to be hurting the relationship because now you have to be focusing on the business. But by the time you're home, say you work from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., right? You worked a 12-hour shift, so you're fucking tired, you drained. Now you gotta get home and you have a wife or a girlfriend, or you're alone as fuck, right? You're so lonely, and you like take some time off and you spend like the next 3 to 4 hours just focusing on the business. When are you gonna focus on your girl? When are you gonna focus on other things, right? It's gonna hurt other areas of your life. And a lot of these people, they lose their marriage, they lose their relationships, because they're focusing on the business. And a lot of the times what usually happens is the business doesn't work out, the girl leaves, right? Or the person leaves you. And then now you're sitting around believing in this fucking, sacrifice your 20s. And then now you're sitting around with nothing because nothing worked out for you, because there's also that reality that nobody talks about, because they only talk about it when it works out for them. That being said, it does not take away the fact that you have to go ahead and try shit, because if you don't try shit, nothing's going to work out for you ever, right? But like I said, it's much more complex than just that, right?
I think long term,
I love talking about it because people are so shallow and so dry, just saying, oh, just do this, just do that. Like, you're gonna become successful with all guarantees if you just do this, if you just do that, when there's a whole fucking process to creating whatever the fuck you want to create.
I think that the extra time you're spending at work making like an hourly wage.
Sometimes your context does not allow you to try whatever you want to try. You have to do something else to improvise what you actually want to do, because your life circumstance is not going to let you do what you want to do.
Could be like reflected tenfold if you took some of that time away from your job and allocated that into something that has like higher ROI potential. I think like long term you could look back at that and be like, damn, I'm happy I didn't spend that time trading it for a paycheck.
So scamming has like a good ROI potential?
Now he's being annoying. He's right about the ROI potential, but that's only if it works out for you. Because if it doesn't work out for you, you're fucked up. You're fucked up. A lot of these guys didn't graduate, they didn't do this and didn't do nothing. Now they have to accept any fucking job because the shit didn't work for them, because life is fucking unfair. Nobody's fucking talking about it. And I'm sorry to be dropping the F word, but that's the reality that nobody talks about. Nobody talks about it. And y'all can criticize me, but this is just the pure reality. This is the pure reality. For every one person who's succeeding, there's millions of people who tried and it didn't not work out for them, and they're definitely not like giving interviews for people and having millions of followers online because they're fucking dying on depression and their bads. And some of these people, they're homeless because they couldn't fucking make it. And nobody's fucking picking them up. And they're gonna be like, oh, you didn't try hard enough. That's the fucking reality, guys. This world is fucking cruel.
You asked me a question, bro. You can't just.
But you're gonna be like, oh, Sammy, you're being pessimistic. I am being realistic. I wouldn't say I'm being pessimistic. But that being said, you can try whatever the fuck you want to try. But be careful with whatever people are trying to sell you, because there's no easy money. There's no easy path to success. Nobody knows shit.
You see my point? Like, instead of trading your time for a paycheck, you take that time and allocate that into something that has more.
You work
of an
8 hours a
ROI
day
potential.
minimum?
Not minimum. There's days where I work 2. Like, it just depends. That's the beauty of my job, is I have that freedom. Nobody can tell me what time I have to be to work and what time I can leave.
Okay.
I mean, probably because he has an agency now, he can give himself the luxury to hire other people to do the things for him, so he has more time. But that was a process as well. It's not that simple.
I could agree with
Because it's a company.
you on that,
It's a business.
but there's a lot of uncertainty to your job. At the point where you're at right now, you're pretty fucking big. You got a lot of fucking people that follow you. You'll make money whether on social media, on investment properties, whatever the hell you got. But somebody like me who were to start making 10K a month off your course or whatever the hell, I don't know if next month I'll make 10K. I don't know if next month I'll even make 1,000.
Let me tell you a story. I started at that point too, bro. When I dropped out of school and moved across the country into a new house, I had like bills to pay and shit. Like, I didn't have much money in my name. I had like 40, 50K. And I was running my clothing brand at the time. That's how I got into marketing, was I started a clothing brand.
Which actually, it is a lot of money if you take into consideration. A lot of people don't have 50K sitting around, dude.
And I learned how to run ads for it. Anyways, long story short, I ended up getting scammed by my manufacturer for 60 grand. I paid him for a bulk order of like a shipment of clothes, and he just never sent it. I literally got scammed for 60 racks. So I'm down to like very little money left in my account. And like, I had to figure it out. So, there is risk involved with entrepreneurship. You can't argue that there's not. That's what it's about, though, is it takes a special type of person to be willing to like take that risk and like.
But the risk was a
And
lot.
a certain type of circumstance for you to actually fail and not die if some shit happens. Because if you got 2, 3, 4 kids and you need to feed them, you're not going to be able to just fail like that.
A lot easier for you. You say your parents weren't.
He was young, dude. He was younger. He had a little bit more risk tolerance than somebody who's in their 30s or their 40s or their 50s, which is much harder for them to get back up if they fail, right?
Rich, but they were good, right?
Yeah, they did well for themselves.
If I don't show
I would say that if he failed, he wouldn't be living on the streets. And of course, I am judging because I don't know his reality for a fact that I'm not his friend. But I would assume that for a guy like this, for example, if he were to go down to zero, he would probably go back to his parents' basement and he would like start his life again. He wouldn't be on the streets. I could be wrong though. I could be wrong, right? I'm not assuming anything. I'm just saying my opinion, which could be wrong or right? But that's what I think personally.
to work,
A lot of people, they cannot afford to do it.
what happens if my mom can't pay?
Trying shit, like one thing I learned in life, trying is a privilege. Trying things is a fucking privilege, bro. That's the fucked up world that we live in.
Pay the mortgage. I stay with my mom as of right now. But, you know, I stay with my mom. What happens if my mom can't pay the mortgage? Who's gonna take care of her? How is she gonna be able to pay the mortgage? And she's gonna look over, she's gonna come to my room and I'm there on a fucking computer. Hold the fuck up, mom. I'm on the fucking course trying to learn how to make 10K a month. When I could be outside working, guaranteeing that I'm gonna make that bread to take
But
home.
you can do both, bro. You could be doing both. Instead of staying
You can do both, but it's much more complicated.
Hang
But
on.
you gotta try, right?
work till 7 p.m., you could go to work till 5 p.m. and then allocate the other 5 hours of your day to trying to do what has more ROI potential. That's what I was doing. Like when I started all this shit, I was in school, I was going to the gym, I worked a job, trying to save up money to be able to invest in my business. And I still made time. Like if you want to make the time, you can make the time, you know?
I don't know, man.
Like it depends on the type of job you make. If you do a really physical, demanding, and taxing job, it's gonna be hard for you to work 12-hour shift, then go back home and then study for another 5 hours. It's gonna be super hard, dude. It's not that simple. That's why I tell you, there's a lot of things involved when it comes to building an online business and becoming a millionaire, doing this, doing that. There's a lot of timing. There is a lot of luck involved, right? Like whether you like it or not, right? There's sustainability. Some people, they're gonna start something, but it's not gonna be sustainable for them. They're gonna be burned out. It's not that simple. A lot of people, they also don't have enough. They're not lucky enough to meet a good mentor because there's a lot of scammers out there. Some people, they can only try a certain amount of times until they run out of money because they bought a course from this guy, a course from that guy, a course from this other person, and another course from this other person, and now they're down to zero because they believed in this shit for years, and now they're fucking depressed, lost all their money, and it didn't work out for them. And like I said, I'm not being pessimistic here. I'm actually telling you a little bit of what I saw from all these years, a little bit of my story as well, a little bit of my friends. Some of the guys that were successful in what they were doing, some of the guys that were not successful, a lot of stories that I saw from people online, people who succeeded and people who failed, right? It is more complicated than that, but
It seems like
we got to do, at the end of the day, I feel like we got to do our best with what we have, with what has been given to us, right? But it's really complicated, man.
you didn't have too much to risk. Obviously, if you lost all your money or if you weren't making money, you would have been on the street. But worst comes to worst, you call your dad, you call your mom, they fly you back out to their house and you're good. You know what I'm saying? I have a baby on the way. I made a bad decision. I bought a Corvette and now I got to pay that. If not, my credit goes under.
Yeah.
And credit's pretty important. I got to buy a house.
I mean, not everyone starts in the same situation. Like, you know, I'm probably a little maybe more fortunate than you were, but I still, you know, had to do the shit that was necessary in order to get there. You can't change your current situation. The only thing you can do is change your future. So you just got to work harder to
I don't know,
set
man.
yourself
Me and all
up.
my friends tried to do the risk thing. We tried to do trading.
How
We
long?
tried to do drop
For how
shipping.
long? For how long?
I gave up. Obviously, I'm a mechanic now. Everybody else is still
That's the
trading
thing, bro.
to
You
this
gave
day.
up. I just told you it took me years to
But
make
I
my
know
first.
Nah, but that's the shit. He couldn't afford to continue anymore because his situation demanded him to be like, yo, you either work or you're gonna, be in the streets, for example, or something fucked up like that.
somebody.
I didn't
Okay,
give up.
I have a close friend since fucking middle school, right? He's been trading since like sophomore year of high school.
I don't believe, like, trading is
You think it's fake?
not fake, no, but it takes a lot of time and you're risking your own money, so I don't think it's that ethical.
What you do is
Ethical? What do you mean ethical? What do you mean ethical?
you scale businesses, right? So you advertise them. These are people who are working hard to grow their businesses. Why would they pay you to grow their businesses?
Good question.
They're already risking their 20s, most of them.
Yeah, because the guy specialized in doing ads. That's why they're paying him. Because they're spending their time working on the business, not working on Facebook ads or how to create better campaigns for the business to drive more people in.
To grow a business that's at least
Number
8
one.
times out of 10 is gonna die.
Number one, they see all the results we've gotten for other people. Number two, we work off of performance-based pay, meaning we only take a percentage of the money that we generate them. So if I come to your mechanic shop and I make you an extra $100,000 in a month off of ads, just random example, we usually take about 10% of what we generate them, so 10K. So out of that 90 or out of that 100K in revenue, they keep 90, whatever their cost of goods are, cost of service, they take that out. But they keep their profit, we keep ours. It's a mutually beneficial
But you take
relationship.
10% though. That's a lot away from my business.
But we do a lot
Yeah, but there's an agreement, right? There's an agreement before.
for that business. We make ag
And if he actually generates that, I would say it's kind of good.
creatives.
I mean, it's pretty good, but at the end of the day, it's a contract. the business owner is gonna have to see if he wants that or not.
We deliver the service. We deliver email
How do I know the
services.
customers are coming from you and not from somewhere else?
Yeah, so when you're running ads for a business, the ads manager, like the Facebook ads manager, has what's called a pixel that connects to the website. You code it into the website and it tracks exactly how much traffic comes from the ads, how many sales come from the ads, how many leads come from the ads, whatever metric you want to track, it tracks that directly.
All right.
Amazing. That was a good one.
Yeah.
He doesn't even know what to say anymore, dude. Dude, you know what? I like talking about these videos because I was a guy who I tried every fucking thing that y'all can fucking imagine. I'm not gonna say everything, but almost everything. I've tried e-commerce. I've tried Facebook ads, campaigns. I actually made a lot of money from running ads. That was a few years ago. I had a little agency as well, but then I ended up doing other things because it works better for me, right? I had a partner. And then I moved to different towns to work with people. Now I'm doing other things. Now I'm a video editor and a trader as well, right? But I still believe that you should, like nowadays, if things doesn't work out for you, you need to graduate. You need to be ready to try and get another job because not everybody's gonna be successful trading. Not everybody's gonna be successful running campaigns. Not everybody's gonna be successful being a YouTuber. Not everybody's gonna be successful being this or that. Because entrepreneurship, like, unfortunately, the nature of being an entrepreneur is instability. And some people, they cannot afford to have instability. Some people, they lose their parents. Like, I lost my mother in my early 20s. And it was out of nowhere. One day, I don't even want to go in depth about it because it's a very sad story, right? But one day, I was living with my mom at the time, right? And we were going through a lot. It was COVID. And then next thing I know, I left this day, and the next day when I came back, that's what happened. She died. She died inside the house, and she was supposedly okay. There was nothing wrong with her. I mean, she had some illnesses here and there, but that's when my life changed ever since then, right? And I did not have a father growing up, so it's my personal circumstance. I never expected that would have happened like that, and I became ill for the next 3 years, right? For the next 3 years, my life was fucking hell, right? And I know some of my friends who also lost their parents to cancer. They lost. I know a guy who he lost his baby. He had a son, and he lost his son, and he became super ill. I know guys who got cheated on and they lost their jobs, and then a lot of things, like, life happens for everybody. So it's not that simple. That's why I don't believe so, like, blindly in any affirmation or any internet shit anymore, because at the end of the day, your context as an individual is your context as an individual, right? And you need to be prepared for life. You have to try your shot. You have to try to build something. If that's what you want to fucking do, go ahead and try to build your business. Go ahead and try to do this. Go ahead and try to do that. But if it doesn't work out for you, you need, unfortunately, as much as I hate saying it nowadays, right? You have to have a backup plan. You have to have maybe a course career, maybe a graduation, maybe another job that's going to hopefully give you a little bit more stability or something, or at least you have to try to do something, because otherwise you're going to be stuck unemployed, or you're probably going to have to work a really bad job, right? Which is not going to give you any future. And even that alone, even to get a job these days is hard. It's not that simple just to get a job and to graduate, because even studying is a privilege, right? So life is fucked up sometimes. I'm not gonna lie to you, right? But that being said, you have to try your best with what you have, and then try to see what's working and what's not working, and try to have good decisions. And the earlier you are, the younger you are, the more you should try to fail before it starts to have, like, really heavy consequences on you. And that's how it works. I mean, that's fucked up.
I got for that one.
And the reality is there will always be luckier people than others. There will be people who are gonna try something and they're gonna blow up. They're gonna grow really fast. There are gonna be people who are gonna do the exact same thing and it's not gonna work out for them. That's how the world works. You know what I'm saying? Like, the world is unfair, man. But with all being said, I wish all the best for you guys, for real.
It's impossible to have freedom with a normal job.
It's not impossible. It's not impossible. If you do something you like, it's not impossible. But the hard thing is about doing something you like, right? Or at least you can sustain enough. Matter of fact, I would say the opposite. It's impossible to have freedom if you are a young, early entrepreneur because you're working 24/7.
Hi, my name is Preeti. So I guess my question is, I think for a lot of young people, they're kind of sold this fantasy about entrepreneurship, and maybe people are marketing like Ferraris, Lamborghinis, this lifestyle of, oh, you become an entrepreneur, you'll become super wealthy. But the reality is maybe like 1%, maybe the top 0.1%.
Do you know why? The other 99% of people give up too quick.
No, it's not this. A lot of people is that there can only be 1% to sustain the pyramid, dog. That's what you have to understand. For example, say you want to be a football player, right? There can only be a handful amount of people that can be football players before it starts to get saturated. Like it's not going to be possible for 8 billion people to be a football player. We need people doing other things. That's how capitalism works. That's how society works, right? It's supply and demand. It's basic supply and demand. Not putting in enough effort or not putting in enough work is just pure BS, right? Some people, of course, they're not going to be putting enough effort. There's a lot of nuances that nobody can know for a fact, right?
Well, I'll tell you the
And I agree with her in here that a lot of the internet these days, they fantasized a lot about entrepreneurship, and I fucking love entrepreneurship. I think I have more of a personality for entrepreneurship, but I know for a fact that entrepreneurship is not easy. For the most part, you're working so much harder than somebody who's working a 9 to 5, right? You don't have any results right away. And a lot of people, they're not willing to handle that because it is very stressful, dog. And it's definitely not something easy that people are going to be fantasizing about, because the reality is much more cruel than that, right? I got used to it already because I pretty much grew up in this whole situation. But unfortunately, it's very complicated, dogs.
The alternative is, I think people should be taught like really build skills, like valuable skills.
That's literally all I preach.
But before you go into entrepreneurship, you could go into a job and learn skills. Like
jobs don't teach skills the same way.
I would say you're gonna learn more about being an entrepreneur than being a job, but that depends on the job, right? If you're a software engineer and you code for super big tech, you're gonna learn very specific skills, but you really learn a lot. I would say, my personal opinion. Okay, I'm sorry. My personal opinion. You really learn a lot of shit when you actually become an entrepreneur. But that being said, you can also have a job later on. It's everything is as a learning at the end of the day. Everything is experience at the end of the day. You can have a business for 4 years, for 5 years. You can work a job for 3 years, get experience in there. And the more you have those experiences, the more it enhances you as a human being.
Hands-on learning does. I've learned way more in my experience just sitting there cold calling businesses and failing over and over and over than I ever would at any sort of job, internship, anything. I totally agree with you in your point of
But that's depend on what type of value do you want, right? If you want to be a software engineer, it's much better for you to oh my God, fuck that shit. It's so much better for you to just work at a job as an intern, as a software engineer, learn how the structure works, learn how the business works, so that one day you can be the manager of that business, or one day you can open your own company, or that little tech company that you worked for. For example, right? There's a lot more, but it depends on what you want to learn. What is value for you? Like, what do you want off? What value do you want specifically? You know,
valuable skill, because that's what entrepreneurship is. Learn a skill that's valuable and provide that skill to people with money who can afford to pay for your skill. That's literally what it is, right? But
right. Also, in terms of the freedom, like say you learn a skill, like you go into the tech industry. Like people are saying, oh, drop out of school, just do online. But if you go to a good college, like I went to a good college, I had like a traditional South Asian background, went to a good college. You get a job in like say the tech field. These companies have millions and multi-millions of dollars in revenue. So
this is right. But just for you to have any idea, even for you to get a job these days, say you were to college and you really graduated, even for you to get a job, you're still competing with a lot of fucking people. I was on LinkedIn the other day, I saw this job opportunity. There was one fucking job right, position for 400 people applying, bro. 400 people applying. So that means 399 people are not going to get the job. Only one person. You have to be the lucky 1%, one person to be, to be chosen one for this position. Even that shit is difficult. I would say these days that everything is saturated. The internet is saturated. The job market's saturated. Everything is saturated. But I think it's hard for us humans to say those things because we don't want to scare other people, right? Everything is risk. Nobody knows anything. We're all trying with a bunch of uncertainty, right? And we're all hoping for our best. And I would say that that's the reality, but I don't know about what you guys think.
It can give you a high-paying job where you have far less stress than entrepreneurship. You're gaining skills like...
That's if you actually get the job. You could, be graduated and not get the job. I know a lot of people who they graduated and they did not have the job. They don't work with what they graduated for because the market did not give them the space that they needed. It's very sad, guys. Very sad. So that being said, Samuel, so what should I do? What should I do then, Samuel? I don't know what you should do. Like being very genuine with you, the safer quote unquote path is going to college, right? But at the end of the day, you have to do your best with your own circumstance, because I feel like the most honest answer to this problem is, what should I do? Should I be an entrepreneur? Should I be, should I graduate and have a 9-to-5? You're gonna have to figure your life out. That's the most honest answer. If you want the supposedly more safe path, then sure, go get a 9-to-5. But even that doesn't guarantee you anything. Or if you want to be an entrepreneur, good luck as well, right? But just know for a fact that nobody knows anything. We're all products of our uncertainties, hoping for our best, because that's how the world works, I think, right?
Coding, whether it's UX design, whether it's AI engineering, you're gaining skills in that, and then you can keep advancing. You can get to 500K, 600K, you get bonuses, coding, and it's 9 to 5. So if people, and then later on, like once you gain like a lot of skills, say AI engineering, coding, tech, when you're 35, 40, like, you earned all this money through a job, maybe you pursue entrepreneurship, maybe you decide a job is easier, but that's just a way easier path, but people are not told.
Easier if it works out for you, because there's not a lot of people. If you want to make $600,000 a year being a coder, that's the top 1% of that. There's the top 1% as an entrepreneur, and there's also the top 1% of the 9-to-5 guy, the 9-to-5 person. They're the top 1%. A lot of people, they're not doing $600,000 a year. I know what you said was just an example, but even for you to be that high level, high paying job, that's the 1% of the person who chose the graduation path. They also have to be the 1% of that as well. That's fucked up, bro.
Like, I have friends who work at Instagram, for instance, like he gets paid 500K a year. He works like 3 hours a day because all the responsibility, like
what does he do for his job?
So he's in software engineering at
probably
Instagram.
Gonna get replaced by AI in the next 5 years.
Right.
No, it's not gonna get replaced. No, it's not. Matter of fact, the AI is only gonna get better because of the software engineers. I wouldn't say AI is gonna replace the jobs. I would say AI is gonna help the software engineers. This is pure BS. I mean, it could change in the future because I don't know anything correctly as well. I'm not the owner of the truth, but I wouldn't believe in that as well.
Well, there's also AI engineering. Anything can be replaced by AI. But what I'm just saying is, like, right now, I feel like when you go on Instagram, you go on social media, everyone is sold this fantasy of like, oh, just buy this branding course, buy this course, become a multimillionaire. Reality.
At the end of the day, the reality, before she continues, the reality is everyone is trying to sell you a dream. College is trying to sell you a dream. Entrepreneurs are trying to sell your dreams. Anybody is trying to convince you to follow their path, their bias, right? Because nobody knows for a fact nothing. So that's why the best answer is you have to follow your own path and hopefully try your best. And if, say you try something for 2 years and it doesn't work, you have to be smart enough and maybe switch up, maybe adapt to something else. You also have to, I would say that the best skill to have these days in such an unstable world with everything being saturated, even college or not college, going to college or not going to college, or being an entrepreneur or doing this, doing that, you have to adapt. You have to learn to adapt. A lot of the times, you're not going to be able to do what we want to do. We have to do what is available for us at the time. And you have to have adaptability. That's the best way possible. Whether it's being an entrepreneur, whether it's graduating, whether doing both at the same time, whether changing it is, or doing something for enough period, and having a job for 1 year, 2 years, and then quitting that job to pursuing other thing. But now you saved up a lot of money, trying something here and there. Like, it's very personal. It's from person to person. That there's no answer to nothing. Again, it's 8 billion people. Nobody knows the answer to what they should do with their lives.
It's like making money is hard. And that's not what...
And that's what I was just telling, I don't remember who it was I was telling, but for the first couple of years of my life, getting into entrepreneurship, I never made $1. And I will never tell people that it's going to be easy. I will tell them the formula is easy. Simply figure out what you need to do, and
There's no formula easy. And figuring what you want to do can take years for you to do as well. Just figure things out. Just figure it out. That shit can take 10 years for you to just figure something out. Come on, man.
Know what you need to do, and you just do those things. The journey is not going to be easy. So again, the formula is easy, the journey is not.
There's no formula easy. There's no easy formula. What the fuck are you talking about?
But I think social media sells this fantasy of like people having these Lambos, Ferraris, mansions, and then they're like, oh, just buy this course, build this online business, and you'll be a
I'm trying to be unbiased, okay? As unbiased as possible. I'm not trying to pick up a side.
Driving out a Lambo. Even with entrepreneurship, it's not for everyone. You have to have a very high nervous system capacity, like you said, being able to handle rejection, being able to handle uncertainty.
Yeah, adaptability.
Being able to handle failure. Like maybe 0.01% is able to have that unique skill set to do it. So it's not freedom. It's not freedom for most people. Most people can build skills to get like a high-paying job.
I would disagree with you on that completely,
way easier
because those
to do.
skills can be learned elsewhere too, with just hands-on failure.
Right, but in this say they have freedom because if you have like a 200, 300, 400K
But not
job,
everyone can do that.
So,
and to get a job like that, you pay for the biggest course of them all, college. How much do you spend to go to college to get
Yeah, you have to pay tuition, which is not cheap for the most part.
Tech degree.
But
that's a course, am I right or wrong?
Community college?
But it's a more predictable path to earning a lot of money.
Yeah, supposedly yes, but it's not gonna work for a lot of people. A lot of people, they have to be entrepreneurs because they cannot get a job. Have you ever thought about this shit? Some people they try to apply for jobs. Oh my god, I'm stuttering hard. They try to apply for jobs for years. From an area that they graduated for, and they just cannot get the job. It's just a reality, right? And they have to do other things. They're forced to be an entrepreneur, or they're forced to have some other job or do something different because the market doesn't give them space, because it's also saturated, right? This is supposedly the easier path. But now the more I grow, the more I understand that nothing in this world is safe. You know, oh yeah, but college is this, college is that. Yeah, say that to somebody who graduated and then didn't get to work in what they graduated for 10 years. Yeah, right? Like I said, something that may work for somebody else may not work for another person. But that being said, you got to choose your path and face the consequences of that path. That's very unfortunate. The world's fucked up.
Money, entrepreneurship.
Not really. It's only predictable because fragment. It's only predictable because it's been proven by so many other people, and courses have too. Because if you look at the people who have simply just done the shit they need to do inside of those courses and have stuck to the journey long enough, they get results. But the problem is a lot of people aren't willing to hold themselves accountable enough to stay there long enough and do the shit they know they need to do and get that result.
Not everyone.
Yeah, it's not that simple, broski, but okay.
Everyone has
Not that simple, broski. Not that simple.
There's more people who have the ability to get a high-paying job and perform well in that than have the nervous system capacity to be a successful entrepreneur.
Well, then you're simply just a pussy at that point. If you're not willing to just work hard.
Right.
Again, the formula is simple. You know what you need to do. It's just
there's no easy formula, bro. Come on.
Matter of the journey being hard, and you just have to stick with it long enough. College is only a proven path more because so many more people have done it because it's become such a norm. If they want to be normal and just trade their time for money, that's fine.
Still a lot more money than a lot of entrepreneurs make. How many entrepreneurs make 500K plus after revenue? in profit.
I mean, I guess it depends.
Yeah. She's right actually.
I sure as hell do. I would rather make less money and not have to trade my time for money than make more money and be restricted.
I'm just saying it's easier. You said
Yeah, but you have to be in a position where now you have the chance to do it. Because if you broke, if you bankrupt, you have no fucking choice, bro. You gotta do whatever you gotta do because now you don't have where else to go, right?
freedom. It's easy.
But I would arguably say, okay, I'd rather have my time than to work for somebody else. But if the circumstances change and if I'm broke, I am forced to go to a path that I don't want to go because I need to live. Otherwise, I'm gonna die if I have no backup, if I have no support system, right? The world's crazy, guys. It's not that simple. It's not simple. One thing I learned in this life shit is that nothing in life is easy. You have to be lucky for everything. For everything. To be a successful entrepreneur, to have a high-paying job, to be successful in anything. You got to be a little bit lucky.
Easier for people to get a high-paying job.
But they're both right at the same time. Like I said, they're both right and wrong at the same time.
I agreed with
This is crazy, dude.
you on that part. A good amount of people are, you know? Like, I agreed with you there.
Really sit down and be like, I'm gonna master AI engineering, and I'm not gonna go all.
But if they
out
sit
with
down
this
and
stuff.
master whatever course they're buying, it's the same thing.
That's more.
Because,
very
bro,
uncertain.
it's literally, I don't know how we're still going, but listen, it's the same thing. If you're gonna master AI engineering, you're
Okay,
gonna pay for
sir.
a course that's hundreds
Sir.
of thousands of dollars called school.
Sir,
All right, sorry.
Oh my God, that's just kind of crazy.
I'm studying
Nice to meet
engineering
you.
right now. Hello, my
Engineering?
name is Cece.
Okay.
Back to what she was saying. She was saying that only 0.1%, right? Make it here. So why would you sell something that only 0.1% could do?
Also, 0.1% get the most high-paying jobs. A lot of people are going to be stuck in that average, which is better than failing completely if you're an entrepreneur and never get anywhere, right? But that's the shit. Everything is hard, guys.
Because in the end of the day, it's not totally on me if they have the work ethic, you know? Why would college sell their biggest course of all to people when they know not everyone is going to pass, not everyone is going to get through it? I paid money for school when I went to college and I dropped out. Why would they sell it to me if they knew I was going to drop out? They didn't know, but they sold it to me because I was willing to go. And I was willing to give it a shot. I can only do my job of trying my best to hold them accountable, give them all the information I possibly can. They have to do the work.
But you don't think people will catch up onto that and not buy your course if they're not doing good?
No, because people do good, so people keep buying it because it gives people results.
How do you know they're doing good?
Because I keep a close relationship with all my students and I have a wins channel where they post all their wins.
Then why don't we have more entrepreneurs that talk about you?
I mean, you would just have to go find them. They're out there.
How
Oh my
is
God.
that better than going to college?
It has a lot more potential long term than
Like how?
college.
If there's
College
only-
is just so traditional. What are you going to do? Spend $100K to go to college, get a job
I
that
don't
pays
spend
you?
$100K to go to college.
How
I
much
have a
is-
scholarship. There's people that study all of high school.
Of course.
Get good grades. They get a scholarship, and they don't have to pay for that.
But still,
And
then
it's
they're
not
set up when they
zero-
graduate.
Yeah, but not everybody's going to get a scholarship at the same time, right? Most people are going to have to pay super high tuition.
College,
Wait.
they get hit with life real
Sir.
quick, and they're making $40K a year. What does that get you?
Wait. Hold on. What he said?
Graduate college,
Wait.
they get hit with life real
Sir,
quick,
they
and
don't have to pay for that.
but still,
And
then
it's
they're
not
set up when they
zero-
graduate college,
Wait.
they get hit with life real
Sir.
quick, and they're making $40K a year. What does that get you? In Miami, that can't even get you a fucking apartment.
40K a year.
Not 40K a year. A lot of them make a lot more than
A lot
that.
of them make $40K a year, though.
Like, who do you know?
A lot
that
of them
makes 40K?
struggle to find jobs. You know how many people I know back from my hometown?
Yeah, I wouldn't even say just the 40K a year. I feel like it's more I think it's a lot of people they struggle to find a job. As if in just they make 40K a year. I think if you graduated, you're gonna make a little more than 40K a year, depending on what you graduate. My God! Oh my God! Fucking God! Why am I stuttering so much? What you graduated for, right?
I grew up in Wisconsin. You know how many people back from my hometown graduated college and are struggling to even find a job
But in
with a
engineering?
degree? Maybe not engineering, but whatever degree it is. Engineering, that's got potential probably to get replaced by AI too.
So do you?
Like I said, I don't know about that.
No, I
AI
don't.
is already.
No, I don't.
We're still gonna need humans.
When I use AI in my business, I'm ahead of the curve. You think I see all this bullshit about AI coming up on my feed and I'm not ahead of the curve and on it already and utilizing it for my business
how
to
is
make
that
more
good
money?
long-term?
That's what an entrepreneur is.
Okay.
You adapt to shifts in the market.
If you would have had a degree and you would have continued college, wouldn't you have been a more reliable person to buy courses from? Long term,
Because what, I took a
hold on.
fucking arts class in college?
Like,
That depends on what you're graduating.
I went to
example,
college for
I
2 months
also-
for marketing, and you know what I learned about? Math and English. The fuck is that?
okay, because those are like your prereqs, like your
He's got a point in here. A lot of classes in college, in certain degrees, in certain situations, they are sort of somewhat meaningless, right? So that's why you have to choose what you want and be very aware of what the fuck you're choosing.
core classes that you have to take in college. Everyone has
That's
to take.
why college is bullshit, because why am I
It's not bullshit. Now you're generalizing it.
learning about math and English if I'm trying to learn about marketing?
Then maybe you shouldn't have taken
And so I
marketing.
dropped
That's
out.
Something, that's a skill issue.
I dropped out and
Massive skill issue.
I went and learned it myself, and I make millions of dollars a year doing
Okay,
it.
that's good for you, but you're talking about people overall.
Yeah, exactly. She's got a good point here. He's making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, but that's him alone and not the collective. It's as an individual, right? Not everybody's gonna do that type of money, dude.
Not you. I don't
But
think
that
long
works.
term. I don't think long term.
But if it works for me, why can't it work for other people?
Because it's different circumstance, different lifetime, different this, different that. It's much more complicated than that. But it could work as well. But it's like I said, it's not that simple, bro.
No, I didn't. I didn't have the skill. I didn't have the skill set.
long term, you're relying on social media trends and the
I
algorithm.
adapt. That's what being an entrepreneur.
I mean, that depends as well on what she's saying. If he's got a company, he's probably not gonna be so relying on social media. He can build a business online, and then he's got the clients from social media because he's got the clients or customers through online platform. But then he can have a company. Say for example, say you have an investing company. You have an investing company, and then you've done your marketing, you've done your YouTube, this, that, and now you have a more stable structure and stable customers. Now you take these people from YouTube, from social media, and then you make them more you can build customer loyalty with it without being so reliant on the platforms, right? God damn it.
Okay, but you're relying on it because you don't have a degree, you don't have a background on business, right?
What do I need a
Because
degree for?
you
I
dropped out
have a
of
background on
college
business. You
in
think I don't have a
marketing, right?
background on business, but
What's
I've
your
made.
background on business? Drop
I've
it, go ahead.
ran 2 7-figure year businesses for the last 2 years of my life. The fuck?
Okay, well, yeah, that's good, but like, how can you say everyone can do that and sell it?
5 flags.
But how can you sell that? Like, it doesn't make sense.
How does that not make sense?
God damn.
There's no such thing as an ethical entrepreneur. You cannot get rich without exploiting somebody else.
Oh, dude, I don't even take this guy serious.
Back, man.
You miss me?
I'm gonna skip that part.
Yeah, I missed you.
I agree with that actually. Like you cannot get rich as an entrepreneur without cutting some corners, doing some shady shit. You know
You're
what
in
I'm saying?
school, right?
Yo, actually, when I was sitting there, your full name on Instagram is Brad Scales, right?
Yeah.
I was like, you should change it to Brad Scams.
Okay, so the prompt. No, listen, can I talk?
Alright,
Can I
talk.
talk? So the prompt is you can't get rich without exploiting someone, right?
Yeah, you gotta cut
So-
some corners, do some shady shit.
You think you have to do some shady shit, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, so are you in school?
Yeah, I'm in college.
You're in college.
Yeah.
Where do you go to school?
FIU.
I don't know who owns FIU, but he's probably pretty rich, right? Like a lot of people paying tens of thousands of dollars to go to school there, right? And
Yeah.
you're one of those people. So he's rich, you're buying what he's selling, he's exploiting you. That's what you're saying here.
Right, but that doesn't take away from the point that, he
It
could also
is-
be
it
an
is the
entrepreneur.
point. It is the
But
point,
he's
though.
also doing shady shit too, just like you are.
What do you think he's doing that's shady?
I mean,
Selling you the
Just fucking accusing him. I just love that he just decides to just accuse the guy out of thin air like that.
biggest course
He just wants to be like, "Hey, fuck you," for no reason.
of all college.
I mean,
and you were
I
paying for it,
don't
you're
know.
getting
I don't know.
exploited.
I
That's
don't
what
know.
you're
I don't
saying.
know too much about him. I don't know if he's doing shady shit or not. But I can tell course sellers, they're not really all that ethical.
We're not talking about course sellers. The prompt was entrepreneurs in general.
You're not an entrepreneur?
I am.
So we're talking about you then.
That's what I said, is we're talking about entrepreneurs.
But you just said you're not talking about me, we're talking about entrepreneurs.
What is your point here?
Dude, this is why you need to go to school. You don't even know what the hell you're saying, man.
Bro.
Dude, like,
what is your
logically,
what is your point?
You're an entrepreneur. You just said we're not talking about me, we're talking about entrepreneurs. Logically, you're an entrepreneur,
Bro,
so technically we are talking about you.
You're just up in La La Land.
I'm up in La La Land?
La La Land, what the fuck?
Like, is there anyone who actually bought your course, like, that says, okay, this guy's legit? He's
Yeah,
not scamming
actually.
me?
So I did a boot camp a little bit back, like beginning of this month, where for 5 days I went live on YouTube, right?
Right.
People paid like $47 for a ticket, and they got access.
$47 to join a live YouTube video?
Yeah. So it was. Listen,
Do you ever do
listen
shit
up.
for free? Like, you just...
Yeah, I do shit for free all the time. But this was like, I wanted very serious people to join it, so I sold tickets for $47. It was a 5 days in a row stream where I started a marketing agency over from zero so that they could watch me do it live and like see the process of it.
But that's
on
just
day
like-
4,
but that's
no,
just
listen,
like-
I'm not done.
Okay.
On day 4, I had one of my top students hop on, where he makes tens of thousands of dollars a month, right? And he sat there for basically an hour and a half, just like almost in tears about how grateful he was for everything I've given him.
He was in tears?
Damn near. He actually texted
But listen,
me
that's
after
just
that he was crying.
one aspect of like your businesses. You have many other aspects. Like, okay, that could be legit, but we're not. You do many things, right? Like, you do a lot of shit, right?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, so like that's just one thing. We don't know about the other ones that you're doing. They could be fucking scams for all we know.
You can't say that and then not have like a point to back that up.
I'm sure there's
Yeah, you need to have proof for whatever the fuck you're saying, but
someone who's bought your course and be like, this guy fucking scammed me.
Yeah, and then you refund them because they're just
You refund
retarded
them?
like you. Like
So
they just have that.
So you agree?
mindset.
So you agree that a lot of people who buy your shit is retarded?
No, not a lot of people. I'm just saying.
no, he said you were a retard because you're just fucking accusing him, and he's tired of you accusing him.
You just said the guy that bought your shit
You
is
get that
retarded.
occasional person, and what happens is they join and they realize, holy shit, I actually have to do work. This isn't like, a get rich quick scheme. And they realize they actually have to do work, and then they ask for a
The
refund.
only problem, guys, with this selling shit is that a lot of people, they have to market their products in a way that it like convinces them to buy, right? And they have to throw this fucking aggressive market. And now now you're fucked up because there's two sides of this coin, right? On one side of this coin is if you don't make an aggressive marketing for the most part, okay? And you tell all the nuances of that little entrepreneurship or the little course that you're selling, all the little things that you got to do. A lot of people, they're not going to buy it because they're going to be like, oh, this is too much work, right? Because you're being too honest, right? And then you don't sell because you're being too honest too quickly. And on the other hand, you say you were aggressive, and now you're kind of being shady as well because you are hiding all the nuances that needs to happen, all the variables that you got to do for you to make this shit happen. So now you bought something that you didn't know about, all the little intricacies of that little business or that little something that you're doing, and now you're trapped because you spend your time and money and just to find out that's not what you were looking for, because the market, what was marketed to you was not as simple, as complicated, as simple as it was initially sold to you. And now you have a problem because they're going to be like, oh, but I bought something and you said it was this, that. It's actually much more complicated than that. And I've seen that shit many times. I've seen that shit happening many fucking times, right? People, they make aggressive ads to promote their courses, to promote their products. But once you have to buy the product and actually do, and once you do what they're selling, it's so much more fucking complicated. You need to have so much more structure to do the thing that now you're trapped, because now you're like, now, dude, if I knew then what I know now, I probably wouldn't have bought it. And then now you lost your money. Now you lost your time. Now you lost your energy in some other course, right? That's what happened to me a lot of the times. But like I said, it's two sides of this game because we live in an attention economy. So in one side, do you really blame the guy who was running aggressive marketing? Because if he doesn't do aggressive marketing, he doesn't make sales? Or is that his fault, or is that the system's fault, or is he the bad guy in the situation? That's my genuine question to y'all, because it's fucking complicated.
Fun, and like in most cases, we just refund them because it's like, okay, we don't even want this.
But you do
person
sell
in
your
our
shit as a
program.
get rich quick.
No, I don't. How do I sell it as a get rich quick scheme?
All right, I'll agree. I don't know for sure. But listen, man. Actually, there's this guy who's like, he follows you. He's like a big fan of yours. He's my friend actually. So I'm just gonna like take a picture. with the image. So,
Okay, bet.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know what's going on here. No, you're gonna put a filter on me or some shit.
No, I swear,
Turn your brightness up.
I swear, bro.
Turn your
Okay.
Oh, this guy's funny, dude.
So he went from calling me a scammer to taking a picture.
I still think he was scamming. This guy, my friend, he just fucking adores you, man. He fucking adores like TJR, this, you know, the course sellers and everything. I actually hate TJR. You should stop hanging out.
Why?
Because he's racist piece of shit. Yeah.
It's for content, bro.
It's
Just
for
like
content?
just like how you're trying to rage bait me.
I'm not trying to rage
It's
with
just
you,
for
man.
content.
I'm not trying to rage with you, man.
If you are born in a first world country like Europe, the UK, America, and you don't
It's your fault if you don't get rich, which I don't agree with. I don't agree with here because I know a lot of fucking people who are struggling and if they were born in a first world country. I mean, just thinking about America. Do you think the homeless people, they want to be homeless? They think they chose to be homeless? But no, their actions took them to being homeless. Bro, bullshit. Nobody wants to wake up one day and say, hey, I want to be a fucking homeless now. Come on, bro. Some of these people, they've been through a lot that we have no idea that unfortunately, you know, they have probably an unfortunate series of events that brought them to that fucking level, right? I wouldn't say it's their fault, though.
millionaire, it's your
Because this is the structure of capitalism.
fault.
It's not your fault if you don't get rich. Like, sometimes shit happens. You get me? You be the unluckiest person. I believe
I agree with that. Sometimes shit happens, and shit happens a lot.
in luck. You be the unluckiest person in the world, and shit just doesn't fall on your lap. That's why I said you got really lucky. Okay.
You can be walking around today, and then a car fucking runs over you, right? You can be riding a bike, and then a car cuts you off, and then now you lost a fucking leg. Shit happens. Now you lost a fucking arm. Shit happens. You can wake up one day and then and then you receive a call, your mother's dead. Shit happens. You know, you can wake up one day, you're married, your wife cheated on you, right? And now she has a baby from the guy that she cheated on you with, right? And now you're fucked up. You can wake up one day and get fired from your job for whatever reason because shit happens all the fucking time, right?
Hey,
I believe in luck to an extent too, but here, let me make this point. If you don't show up every single day, how are you ever going to expect to receive any bit of luck?
I showed up to McDonald's every day. I never became the manager.
He wasn't talking about that, bro. You see, guys, here in what they're saying here, I think they're both right at the same time. There is the nuances of life and shit happens all the time, but you gotta try to be the lucky guy. Why do you think I fucking opened this YouTube channel? Because I'm trying to be that lucky guy too. I'm not even trying to be the top 1% of the YouTubers because they are so fucking far ahead of the game that I don't even want to compare myself to those guys. They're too much for me. But that being said, I'm still trying to put myself out here to try to maybe one day some fucking miracle shit happens and now Samuel made this YouTube shit work, and now, luck found the guy, in this case, Samuel, right? And then I can, make this shit my life now, or, a little bit extra, something extra for my life. Putting myself out there, But that being said, I also know that I have the privilege to do that because I know a lot of people, they don't even have a fucking computer. I am Brazilian. I speak Portuguese. English is not even my native language. I was very privileged to speak this language fluently, and apparently not as fluent as possible, as much as I should be speaking because I stutter all the fucking time. But I know I had privileges. I know a lot of people from here. I know people from the fucking slums in Brazil. They don't have access to shit. They don't even have a phone. A lot of these guys, they walk around with ripped clothes. They don't even have anything. Right? Come on, bro.
That's a different story because that's not like a...
That's why I respect it. I respect the shit. I respect everybody because the world is a fucking cruel place, guys.
Proven.
That's why I try to do... When I have the opportunity to do something good for somebody else, I go ahead and I try to do something good for somebody else. Right? I worked my ass off as well to get to here, to have my job, to have my this, to have my that. But dude... It is fucking complicated. The world's fucking cruel, guys.
And path that has big ROI potential. You're talking about fucking McDonald's versus if I'm sitting in my room grinding.
Well, the manager
12
did
hours
make
a day.
$100,000 a year.
That's not shit. You can barely
You can't survive off 100 grand a year?
I mean, 100K a year is not a millionaire, but it's good money, dude. Come on, bro. It's 80,000. No, it's more. It's 9,000 a month, more or less, bro. It's good money. If you're a single man, you can live pretty comfortably in the US with $5,000. And if you own a business and you earn $100,000 a year outside of the US, you can live a super fucking comfortable life with 9,000. You don't even need to spend the 9,000. You can spend half of it, and the other half you can save up.
Survive, but can you live like any life that's really worth living? And you're still clocking into McDonald's every day,
I mean, it is worth living a life with 9,000. He's probably talking about having a yacht, and I had this mindset as well, but you don't need to have a yacht or, be traveling the world every fucking weekend or this or that to have a life worth living. If you have peace of mind and you have somewhat of structure, a house to live, a little video game, a computer, a little something here, a little few friends here and there, you're also living a life that's worth living, in my opinion, right?
You yell at 14-year-old kids.
But that being said, whatever definition of success you have, go ahead and fucking choose it.
To put the fries in the bag.
I mean, dude, it is what it is. Some people love working at McDonald's.
That takes a special type of person. I think we both can agree on that. You would not want to work at McDonald's for the rest of your life.
I was born in this country, but dude, things are expensive.
If I am the manager and I make good money and I have no other option, then I would probably say yes. But if I had other choice, of course, I would probably take something else.
Of course.
But I respect everybody, guys. I don't judge anybody. I know life is not easy. Life is unfair. I respect everybody, including people working fast foods and, Uber drivers and some stuff like that. Because I was also an Uber driver. I know what it's like to take those jobs. It's not easy. I respect everybody, bro.
Even if I am the manager of McDonald's, if I'm the manager of my mechanic shop, my mom actually works with a lot of mechanic shop owners. And a lot of those people, they're 70. They still haven't retired, or they have to pass it down to their grandkids. They can't sell the company because they're not gonna win much. There's not a lot of winning in a lot of businesses. Like, most businesses don't always win.
But that's their fault. They're in the wrong business.
So that's not their fault directly. It's more complicated than that.
I have a lot of friends that come from not
So if I don't
shit.
take your order, who's gonna take your order at McDonald's? Somebody's got to do it.
Somebody's got to do it, but that's
Somebody's
got to
work on your car. And
that's why you have to realize I don't want to be one of those normal people, and you have to escape that.
And what happens when everybody says the same thing you do?
It's not gonna work because the system is gonna have to have somebody to put in that position, and because there's poverty, people are gonna be forced to work in these type of jobs because there are a lot more poor people than rich people. And by rich, I mean they have time and structure enough to whether they can say no to working at McDonald's because they have a little bit of structure and time and a life that they can choose other things. A lot of people, they cannot even choose to do it.
Who's gonna work at McDonald's? Who's gonna work in the mechanic
But
shop?
everyone's not. That's my point, is you have to realize you're not going to be one of those people.
That's what you're trying to get me to think, that I'm not one of those people. What happens if you convince everybody?
I think
That's what I'm trying to say.
well,
Even if he convinced everybody, the system is structurally made for, most of these people to take those jobs.
do you want to be the last one to be convinced? Do you want to be the last one working at McDonald's?
No,
Bro, I
I
have a
don't
lot
wanna
of
be the
friends that
last
come from nothing. Like, I don't know how much you've seen my stuff, but do you know Fredo?
Actually, I think I do, but
He does drop shipping. Anyways,
Yeah.
bro, he was like working at In-N-Out taking orders for probably 11, 12 bucks an hour. At some point had to realize, holy shit, this isn't gonna be my life for the rest of my life. Like, I need to do something different. And he worked his ass off until he got results. That's an example of like one of my friends.
He worked his ass off until he got results. It's a very simplistic answer to a much more complex problem, but okay.
He comes from nothing, bro. Like, single mom, like 3 siblings, 3, I think.
So you're saying it's my fault that I'm not rich yet?
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Now I don't agree with him at all.
I've tried.
It's not your fault if you don't get rich, bro. It's not your fault. The system forces you to stay on the low, bro. And if you don't get something right at the right time, in which for the most part is not your fault, it doesn't make you a failure. It's just the system doing what's always been what's always done, right? Keep more people in the bottom of the pyramid so that fewer people, the lucky ones so-called, not necessarily the ones who worked harder, they can be at the top of this pyramid, and then the game continues. That's how that's the structure of fucking capitalism.
I've tried multiple.
But you haven't tried hard enough, bro.
I've
Like I
fucking-
was talking about with her, the reason that 0.1% of people, whatever statistic, whatever number she threw out there, that are entrepreneurs are successful is because the other 99.9 give up too quick.
But how do you know that? You don't
Because
100%
I've experienced
know
it, bro.
that.
If I
I've
sat there
tried.
in my second year,
I've tried. I'm not
bro,
rich.
but
I've
have you
tried.
sat there for
How is the guy now? Now let's talk about the guy who's doing the debate. How is he gonna be? How is he gonna say for sure that 99% of entrepreneurs fail when he's just one guy, right? He's assuming that 99% of people in the fucking planet did not work hard enough, so that, and that's why they failed, because 99% of fucking entrepreneurs, they didn't want it bad enough. Like you gotta have balls to say some shit like that. You're literally assuming that the whole population is not working their ass off. And all I see when I wake up is people waking up at fucking 5 a.m. and working their fucking ass off every single fucking day, right? The world is not fair, bro. It's not fair. Some people, it's not gonna work out for them. That doesn't make you more special or them less special. You know, I used to think this way until I saw the reality in which not everybody has the same chances. I was privileged, bro. Come on, man.
3 years
I
without
can't
making a
sit
dollar.
there for 3 years without getting.
But that's
a
what it
single
takes.
dollar. How does that
And
make
that's
sense?
your
Doesn't
fault.
matter
That's my
if you're in
point.
the first
Then
world
that's
country
your-
or-
That is not his fault. If he lives in a system in which he needs to pay bills to survive and he's not willing to, he cannot afford to not make money for 3 years because otherwise he's gonna live in the streets.
Third world country.
Then that's your fault.
How's that my fault?
Because I would have
I'm
to sit
playing
here.
the cards that I was dealt with in life. I gotta work.
Yes, but you can still work and do other stuff outside of work. Bro, again, for the first 3 years of my entrepreneurship journey, I didn't make a dollar. If I gave up on 2 days or 2 years, 355 days in before I did make my first dollar, I wouldn't be sitting in this chair right now. I would be in college, probably sitting there telling myself it's my fault that I'm not rich yet. You know what the difference in mindset between an entrepreneur and a normal person is that an entrepreneur is able to realize that they can only control their future, and a normal person just, I'm working with the cards I got dealt with. An entrepreneur.
Nobody can control their future, bro. There's a million fucking outcomes. There's a trillion outcomes. Like I said, you can be walking around today, a fucking car runs over you. Of course, it's not gonna happen to everybody. This is also the exception to the rule. But as much as you want to believe that you control your destiny 100%, nobody controls their destiny 100%. We have to do whatever thing is better for us. Some people, they have cards that are way worse than somebody else, and they have way less opportunity cost, way less opportunities to fail than somebody else, which was probably better in better conditions, more support system, and it gives them more chance to do other things, right? It's not that simple, you know? That being said, you have to do the best with your cards that life gave to you, right? And try to change the situation, but there's nothing guaranteed, unfortunately. But I would agree, of course, that you also have to be an entrepreneur, always, right? Because I am more biased to that, but I know for a fact that this shit is complicated. That's why I don't make any shallow assumptions, because I know that life is more complex than this.
I got dealt with these cards. My situation is good, my situation is bad, but no matter what my situation is, I'm gonna take initiative and I'm gonna fucking grind my ass off to get myself out of this situation and create a better one. It's mindset, bro. It's mindset. Everything starts up here.
You gotta grind to get to where you're at right now. Mm-hmm. But, I mean, were you working all day and night like I am to get to where you're at right now?
Probably working more than you. Now, your job might be harder. You're sitting there like physical labor. I get to sit here like this, but I was probably working more than you.
And now you work 2 hours a day?
No, not at all. I work way more than 2 hours a day, but it just depends on the day, you know?
That's 5 flags.
God damn, this is long. Fuck, dude.
Entrepreneurship has a 90% failure rate, so betting on yourself is statistically stupid.
Welcome back, brother.
So I feel like it's a guarantee. I go on the job site, I work those 8 hours to 12 hours. I'm gonna get my little $80 for the day, sometimes 90. And it's a guarantee. I'm comfortable with it. And I feel like I would be stupid to go against the grain and try to take a risk, because I might be homeless or something and hold a cardboard sign.
Yeah, if he doesn't have support system, it's fucked up.
Why should I make the jump?
Because there's more potential. There's a higher return on investment opportunity going into something like entrepreneurship versus, a typical job. Obviously, a job, like it just sets you up for the rest of your life to just be trading your time for money. But if you can allocate some of your time now to try to do something like entrepreneurship, in the future, 5 years from now, you could be making $1 million a year, $2 million a year, $3 million a year, and never have to trade that time for money. You don't have to worry about waking up at, 3 a.m.?
I wake up at 3 a.m. every day. Every day I wake up at 3 a.m. I'm trying to figure it out. When I do have this extra hour, I go on the internet or something. I see a course.
Like, for example, think about this guy, bro. He's working 12 hours a day, right? Like, if the guy never had access to computers, to internet, to entrepreneurship, to trying things early, he seems like a guy. He looks older than this other guy right here, right? So the guy who started the debate, he probably had a lot more access and a lot more privilege than the other guy right here. You can tell that, right? So it's really complicated for you to tell this other guy to just be like, oh, just drop everything, just do this. The just word is a fucking trigger word, right? Because the just is usually not just. Is for you to just do something, there's a whole fucking requirement for you to just try this, for you to just try that, right? It's not that simple, bro. The structure is fucked up. The game is rigged.
So I tried a YouTube video and everything just lead me to the same road, but I spend my extra $30 on something and I end up set back now. Because now I don't get to eat for the next 2 days because I done tried to take an entrepreneur risk. What about that? I got to sacrifice food for 2 days.
That's what it takes. I mean, unfortunately.
No, that's not what it fucking takes. Come on, bro. Don't say that. You're not gonna be fucking skipping meals. Some people, they have things worse than others. Some people, they cannot. If they lose their jobs, they run the risk of fucking living on the streets, bro. If he knew this shit, he probably wouldn't say that.
Fortunately, I wasn't in a position as bad as yours where I would have to sacrifice food for
Okay, now he had a little bit more fucking common sense. Okay. Seems like he's got a little bit of fucking common sense.
2 days. My parents put food on the table.
Course, like I gotta get the Wi-Fi first.
Yeah, but the last argument that I made was no matter your current situation, you have to be able to evaluate that situation. And the difference between a normal person and an entrepreneur's mindset is that an entrepreneur realizes, okay, these are the cards I'm dealt with. As shitty as it is, I'm gonna take these cards I'm dealt with.
You got $40 for the whole week. What you doing?
$40 for the whole week.
You're not gonna be thinking about being a fucking entrepreneur if you have $40 for the whole week. You're thinking about eating, bro. For you to be an entrepreneur, it's a privilege in itself. God damn it. Oh my god, I hate accepting this fucking reality. It took me the longest time. When I was 16 years old, I was so fucking stupid. But now that I grew older, I saw so many people. Bro, I saw so much poverty in the world. I was like, dude, oh, you have no idea how naive and how dumbass I was, right?
I mean,
You're done.
What are you gonna do, bro, if you have $40 for the whole week? Let me see what the entrepreneur is gonna say.
Parlay?
No, that's the stupidest thing you could do. I'm gonna use that $40 probably to fund my life. Maybe
So you gotta
little
buy
bit of
food?
Fund your life, bro. You need food. You're eating fucking McDonald's quarter pound for the fucking week. You don't even have money to pay rent, bro. What do you mean?
Food, Twinkies. I don't know what I'm gonna eat. Yeah.
So Twinkies, you're gonna live off of eating fucking Twinkies.
You don't have to
Gonna be an
buy.
entrepreneur.
You don't. Here's what
You're not gonna be able to be an entrepreneur in this situation.
not understanding. You don't have to buy a course to make money on the internet or to be a successful entrepreneur. You just have to have the work ethic. That's the
work ethic. For you to have the work ethic, say you want to start a business, online business, you're gonna need a computer, a laptop, which is likely gonna cost you $500, $600, $700, or a PC, which is likely gonna cost you $1,000. Right? You're gonna have to have time for that shit. You're gonna have to have structure. If you start a YouTube channel with a microphone, you're gonna have to pay for the fucking microphone. You're gonna have to pay for the camera, which is gonna cost you money, bro. You're gonna have to work extra hours of the extra hours for you to just buy the equipment. You haven't even started the fucking thing yet.
biggest thing.
It's not that simple.
The course is just, meant as an investment for.
And the course is just one course of the fucking million courses that people try to sell you, in which you have no idea where to go because a million people are trying to pull you to a different million ways and paths that you have no fucking idea what works and what doesn't work, because you're so naive and you don't have experience yet. You don't have this, you don't have that. You never have structure. You never have anything. So what would you do, buddy? What would you do, buddy?
People who
It's more complicated than that.
want to fast track that success and have that
I got
extra support.
$40.
$40? Spend it on food.
So how do I progress entrepreneurially that week?
He's not gonna progress entrepreneurially. He needs to make more money
If I got
with his job, working his job, not trying to be an entrepreneur. Unless he has a roof under his head, right? Over his head, over his head, and food. Now he's gonna give himself the privilege to try to be an entrepreneur. That's the requirement for you to try to be a fucking entrepreneur, bro.
$40 there.
Fuck, if you were born in Africa carrying buckets, like water buckets on your head, you're not gonna be able to fucking be an entrepreneur, god damn it.
Your time. You have time. Again, I made an argument earlier. Time.
You don't have time because you're working 12-hour shifts, buddy. You're fucking drained, tired. Working physically demanding job.
Time versus money.
3 a.m.
You have those two assets, right? Time is money in a sense, right? So it's either you trade your time to try to make more money or you trade your money to make more money. Does that make sense? So it's like for me, someone who has a lot of money, instead of trading my time for more money, I'm gonna use
This is mostly BS, bro.
my money to make me more money. So I'm gonna go and buy courses.
I get off, I do the 3 to 5, get back 5, 6. How do I maximize a 5 to 9 or 5 to 10 situation?
How do you maximize it?
With my $10 after I done bought. Bro.
Here's the biggest
35.
difference between like a successful entrepreneur and a failed one is action and planning, right? A failed entrepreneur is gonna sit there and just take in as much information as they can.
He is right, but this context does not apply to everybody. It does not apply to everybody. Some people got it so bad that they cannot plan anything.
A plan.
They have to work, dude. It's better for these people to just get a job in which they're gonna likely get paid more money, so they have a little bit more peace with themselves, so that maybe in a different phase of their lives they can try to be an entrepreneur if life allows them to be an entrepreneur.
Plan the perfect plan until they feel like they've got it figured it out, and then they can take action. That's wrong. You don't do that. A successful entrepreneur, just no matter the circumstance, is just gonna jump in and take action and just figure it out while hands-on learning.
I get my hands dirty, so you know what? I think I'm about to quit this shit.
Having a
Oh my god.
9-to-5 job makes you less attractive compared to an entrepreneur in the dating market.
No, it doesn't.
Because you said a 9 to 5, but like you could work for a hedge fund. You could be a managing director at an investment
Ooh, work for a hedge fund is good.
bank.
Well,
You
I
think
think
they could
it
all
meant
make more than
I think it meant more like
entrepreneur.
normal 9 to 5 though, not
Oh.
like no.
But you-
Yeah, she's talking about the exception of the 9 to 5 as well. The average 9 to 5 is not gonna make $400,000 a year, $500,000 a year.
Because you just said a
Well,
9.
You have to be the top 9 to 5 to do that shit as well.
I wasn't the one
5.
that said the prompt, I guess.
Okay, because you said a 9 to 5. There's
The
like,
system's fucking rigged, guys.
what if you're like a hedge fund director? That's still a job. You're
Yeah.
a private equity director. That's still a job. They still make more than 99% of entrepreneurs. They make like millions a year, and that's a job. So a hedge fund director, a private equity director,
But he's stuck at a
a
job.
plastic surgeon.
A private equity director. Dude, come on. You have to be working at this field for 20 years to make that. It's not going to be as simple as well.
My wife and you're at
And you have to be lucky to choose this possibly early on in your life, so that when the 20 years passes by, you're in your 30s or, at the end of your 30s, 40s to 50s, so that now you can make millions of dollars every year if you're a hedge fund manager, right? But that's not going to be in the first year.
your job. And you have to call me and say, hey, can you pick up little Timmy from school, our kid? And I can't go pick him up. Little Timmy's at school and I'm at work at my 9 to 5 job.
Right. so
Versus
what-
me,
what
like
is-
I'll be home, like, oh yeah, I have a meeting, it's done in 10 minutes, and then I'll go pick up little Timmy. Like,
Right, but
it's more
but
convenient.
the question was 9 to 5 versus entrepreneur, but that was the question. But so I'm giving you the contrary, because I think in Miami, like wherever I go, because I'm new to Miami, everyone is like, oh, entrepreneur. So there's a lot of fake entrepreneurs here who are like flashing a lifestyle. They don't
We're
actually
talking
have
like
money.
successful. though.
Oh, you're talking successful.
I'm talking like successful, like
Okay.
a successful high value man versus
Yeah.
like a normie.
So yeah, like maybe the top. That's also
Would
like
you
the
rather
top.
want to date a normie or a dude that's got some motion?
It depends, dude. Now you're valuing people for what they have. Long term. Okay, maybe in the beginning you might want to choose the guy who supposedly is better off. But long term, if the guy is working 24/7, he's not gonna give enough attention to the girl. She's not gonna be able to stay with him. There's a lot more than just money involved, right? For the long term, maybe for one night, yeah, sure, you might want to choose the guy who has more money. But how about your future, right? There's a lot of things, right?
Yeah, that's a different question though. Than
It's like the same thing, just dumbed down.
Oh, because you're assuming 9 to
Answer the
5
question.
means average income.
Normie or motion?
Yeah, motion, but that wasn't the question, right? That was.
I mean, like, it kind of was.
Okay, because you're assuming 9 to 5, like an average 9 to 5 job.
Yeah.
You're not assuming like a
So,
top.
like, normie versus motion. You're going to be more
Okay.
attracted to motion.
Right.
You want to eat at McDonald's or you want to go to, like, Mila?
Right. Yeah, of course. Of course. I agree. But his question was different.
What's your argument with the original prompt?
I think with the original prompt, because you said
You can be a 9 to 5 and have more personality than somebody who is supposedly an entrepreneur, right? There's a lot more involved than this.
does a man having a 9 to 5 job, is he like less attractive than an entrepreneur? So in that
I don't believe in that, guys. I don't believe in that, to be honest.
Okay, well,
that
he could have a 9 to
specific-
5 job and be very successful still. Yes.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
That's
that was my point. And a lot of them are probably more successful than the vast majority of entrepreneurs.
Well, entrepreneur
Who have, like, a
overall, you know,
top
a lot of
job.
people call themselves
Call
an entrepreneur. and-
themselves an
yeah,
entrepreneur.
like we can agree on that.
Yeah.
What makes you think that an entrepreneur is more attractive to a woman than a 9 to 5 guy?
I mean, I was raised very traditional, right? My mom was a stay-at-home mom, and my dad was, you know, like the provider for the family. So I grew up seeing that. I believe.
Bro grew with parents. Privilege, bro. That is privilege already. Bro wasn't an orphan. Or maybe he was and then he got adopted. And then, you know, I don't know, bro. That's what I'm saying, guys. This is fucking comedy show for me, you know? I feel like nowadays, you know, you have to do the best with what life gave to you. You know, if you were a 9 to 5 person, and that's what life gave you, it's better than being unemployed. It's better than not having anything. And if for whatever reason now you're an entrepreneur and you make a huge tons of money and now you're rich, good for you, amazing for you. But don't make that thing the rule, because a lot of people, they're not going to be able to do this because it's just the structure of the system, right? You're not a failure because you have a 9 to 5, and you're not better or worse because you're an entrepreneur. It's just things the way they are. You know, things would be much better if people respected each other, right? Of course, this is a debate, so we have to debate, right? But at the end of this video, I just want to clarify to you guys that I respect everybody regardless of their financial status, position, and I do not believe that if you make more money than somebody else, you're better or worse. It's just the things the way they are. Of course, do your best with what you have, and I respect you for whatever position you take, because I know life is not easy, it's not fair, it's not simple to anybody, right? So I know I'm debating with the guys here, but ultimately I respect everybody because I know how rigged and how fucked up the world is, because I come from a third world country. I live in a third world country. I know how fucked up the system is.
Even that, I have like traditional values. Like I believe my job as a man should be to, you know, provide for the family, and my wife's job, she sure can have her own goals, desires, and she can work if she wants to, but if she doesn't want to work, she should have that option. I find it attractive if a girl has her own goals, desires, like dreams.
This is another topic in itself. If you are relying, say you have a wife and she doesn't work, right? As much as you love her, if you wake up tomorrow and you say, I don't love you anymore, and now she doesn't graduate, she never graduated, she doesn't work, she doesn't have a business, she doesn't have anything, and then you actually leave her tomorrow and then leave her alone, because that's what can happen, both for men and women, right? And now she's vulnerable, right? So it's fucked up. And that goes for both sides, both men and women.
Wants to, you know, do X, Y, and Z, but if she wants to stay home and take care of the kids, she should have that option.
You didn't answer my question.
What was the question, sorry?
My question is, why are you saying that an entrepreneur guy is more attractive to a woman than a 9
Because
to 5
I think
guy?
I think that's big for a woman, that since any girl that has those traditional values as well, like, would respect that highly of a man and find that very attractive.
So don't you think it's more risky for a woman to bet on a man who is an entrepreneur and he can go bankrupt tomorrow? Like
That depends on what kind of entrepreneur he is, what structure he has, how much money he has saved up, how much he's leveraging his business. There's so much more questions to that, right? But
this versus a guy who has a stable job, he has a career, he has all the
and also the stable job, quote unquote, can change that as well. Nothing is guaranteed. Nothing's guaranteed. You can get sick. Your boss can fire you for whatever reason, right? So there's a lot of things. Of course, supposedly a 9 to 5 is safer than being an entrepreneur, but anything can happen.
He has, I don't know, 401k, whatever, with his company. Don't you think it's more secure for her to get pregnant with this guy, to get a house with this guy, and know that she has her future laid out, versus an entrepreneur who can disappear tomorrow like this?
So then in this case, you're telling that you're only going to marry the guy that's going to give you more stability. So therefore, it's all interest, right? So that's another topic. That's a fucking another topic. So okay, so now you're telling me you're only staying with a guy because he has more stability, because he can provide you with something more stable. So you don't fucking love him. You actually love what he gives to you. So is that real love or not? It's all about interest or not? So why would I want to go with a girl that just wants me for what I have? In this case, wouldn't it better for me to just be single and just fuck any other women? Because my worth is tied to how much I can provide to another woman. Why would I even bother, right? Trying to marry somebody. Now we're changing up topics, guys. I wouldn't heat, guys. Of course, I'm just blabbering, talking a whole bunch of shit, right? I'm just laughing at you guys. But man, this is funny to me. This is funny as fuck, bro.
You have a point there, but comfortability kills dreams. And I think a woman's job in a relationship is, no matter what the man is going through, to be there to support him and be there for him through his struggles.
That's not the point. You said it's more attractive for a woman to be with an entrepreneur. Didn't you say that?
A successful one, successful, high-value man.
Why would a woman go with an entrepreneur who can go bankrupt tomorrow?
But we're talking
because she loves him. God damn it! Or she loves him. But apparently not. She does not love him. She loves his money. God damn, bro. That's why I'm telling you, this world is so fucking crazy. There's no love, bro. It's all about interest.
Talking like a high-value, successful man who that's not likely for him, you know?
Yeah, but why would she? It can still happen.
Why would I want to marry a woman who just wants me for what I can provide? And if I fail tomorrow, if some shit happens tomorrow, I know for a fact she's going to leave me and she's going to trade me. She's going to change me for some other dude. Why would I want that as well? That's why I'm telling you guys, like, everything is shallow these days. There's no fucking love. There's nothing genuine anymore, right? There could be the exception to the rule, but what she's saying, she's just exposing how everything is. The reality of the world is this. You're only worth what you can provide, bro, unfortunately. So you're not even thinking about the fact that you like the guy. You're actually thinking about what he can provide to you, what he can do to you, because it's all about fucking interest. There's no fucking love, right? God damn, bro.
Wall Street?
God damn, bro. God damn.
Yeah.
There you go.
I would love a woman, regardless if she's unemployed or she doesn't have a degree or she works at fucking fast food or whatever. I would love her regardless of her situation. I would work with her for 10 years so that we can study together, we can do this, we can do that. But that's not the case with everybody, is it, Samuel? No. Hell no.
He lost everything.
A lot of people, they're not waiting for that. They want everything ready and stable so that they can now land on that and they can take advantage of that shit.
Everything just like that, and that's it.
That's a good point.
And that's
that's a possibility in life. And it's a possibility that a 9 to 5 job, I think it's more common, honestly, that you see a dude who has a stable job get fired and lose his job rather than you would an entrepreneur go bankrupt.
True,
you know?
True, you have a point. However, he has the career. He can find another job with another company that is a similar company.
Yeah, but if he loses his job with that mentality, you're gonna leave the 9 to 5 guy as soon as he gets fired. As soon as he gets fired, you're gonna leave this guy, and by the time he's got another job, you're already sitting at some other dude's, I'm not gonna say that word. Because there's no love. It's all about the conditions that we can provide some shit to somebody. Come on, bro. Come on, man. What the hell is this? What the hell is this fucking debate, bro? Oh my god, this is gonna be a 2-hour video. I'm laughing so much, yo. I'm sorry, yo. I'm laughing so much, bro.
An entrepreneur, if he's like a real entrepreneur and he has kids and bills to pay and a wife to take care of, he'll do whatever the fuck it takes to get back on his feet and provide for his family.
How long does it take? You know how long it takes to build a business. It's really hard. If he
course.
loses everything, it's going to take him a while.
Yeah, it could possibly take years if he ever. That's if he ever picks himself back up again.
What is the woman going to do?
It might
with
take a
all
dude
the
a while to
house,
find a job too.
House and kids and the mortgage and all the bills to pay.
I can say the same thing about a job though too. It might take him a long time to find a job. We're speaking like
Yeah, but
theoretically here.
entrepreneurship, you know,
I
it's
could be a
much
man
more
as an
risky.
entrepreneur or a 9-to-5 dude and I could get hit by a bus and die. Anything can happen in life. Whether I'm a 9-to-5 worker, whether I'm an entrepreneur, I can go bankrupt as an entrepreneur. As a 9-to-5 worker, I can lose my job. I can get hit by a fucking bus and die, and my wife has to figure it out on her own.
You have to stay a little logical here. Stick to the point. You said the guy is more attractive. The guy is more attractive. And I still don't agree because for me, it's more secure and attractive to be.
It's more attractive if whether you provide me a certain conditions that you're gonna guarantee that I am okay. So therefore, I don't actually love you because there's no love.
With a guy who has a stable job.
But what if he loses his job?
And he's just gonna find another job because he has a lot of experience.
Are we gonna stick with him in this supposedly hard time? It doesn't happen with a lot of people.
But he might not. Like people in this day and age, like the job market is pretty shitty. It's not easy to find a job that pays well.
It's easier
Your
to find a
mortgage is
job than to make a lot of money to sustain a family and a house
not
and a
always.
mortgage.
Not always.
Especially if you have kids, you know
Not
how
always.
you don't know yet, but it's really expensive.
I know a lot of
It's really
people who
expensive to
graduated
have
college
kids.
that have struggled for 2 years to find a job. 2 years, you got to pay your mortgage, you got to pay for your kids to go to school, to go to soccer practice, you got to buy them basketball shoes, you got to put food on the table. That money can go quick if you're not making a lot as a 9-to-5 worker.
So another point I have is I know some guys who have built their career, like they started from nothing. For example, in a big company like Publix. I know a guy who started as a food packer.
Bro, this is crazy. I love reacting to debates because this brings so many fucking questions. It's not just about the 9-to-5 or the freaking entrepreneurial. It's about life, bro. Human relationships, everything, the world, everything. I love talking about the shit. God damn, this is crazy.
And he grew all the way up to being a store manager. Now he has his own store. And for me, that is incredibly attractive. And he doesn't have college education.
So you find it more attractive for a dude to be like, yeah, I'm a general manager at Publix than a dude to say, yeah, I own my own 7-figure-a-year marketing agency?
I find he makes good money. He makes really good money.
That's 5,000.
He took care of his wife when she had a baby. So for me, that's incredibly attractive. But thank you so much.
That was a good one. That was a good one. I don't even know what to say anymore, bro. I'm just fucking laughing at this point.
Fuck that. You're not attractive at all. You can't change your own tire. You can't change your own oil. You can't fucking work
It's
around
like,
the house.
I mean,
Fuck
yeah,
that.
you know, there
Show me
is
how to reset the oil life on your Rolls right now.
the oil life,
Yeah.
like just through the electronics.
Yeah.
I can do that.
You can?
Yeah, it's
Fuck
just
that,
in
you
like
can.
the vehicle settings.
Not all though.
But I'm gonna send my car to the shop. I'm not gonna do it myself because I have money.
Exactly. So what happens
My
when
time
your
is
wife fucking, I don't know, something breaks around the house? She's like, babe, can you fix it? You're like, nah, bro. Gotta call.
I mean, give me an
carpenter.
example of what breaks. I'll figure it out.
The window breaks.
I mean, that's a minor problem. That shouldn't be a major issue. He can either learn or pay somebody to do it. That shouldn't affect the relationship because the window broke and now he has to fix it. Now the wife similarly doesn't love the guy anymore because he can't even change the freaking window. Come on, bro. What fucking relationship is this, right? Is that a real relationship?
Pretty like, what's the word I'm looking
I'm loving this shit, bro. I'm just having fun.
for? Like sophisticated person. I can figure shit out. I'm a pretty good problem solver.
You think you could fix the window?
I mean, yeah, could I fix the window? Yes. Would I rather just call up somebody to come fix the window themselves? Probably.
How long is that gonna take? What if that happens in like the middle of the night?
What are you gonna do in that situation? Go and buy a window and replace it yourself?
Well, that's why I figure shit out. I fucking put a
Yeah,
cardboard
and I
over it.
could
Next
too.
morning
Yeah,
I wake up, I
exactly.
go to Home Depot, I fucking...
Yeah, but what the fuck does this has to do with the freaking thing, dude.
Remove
With the freaking topic.
the window, add some caulking, put the window on. Can you do that?
Yeah.
Yeah?
But if you're a 9 to 5 worker and a window's expensive, can you afford to fix a window?
Oof, you got me there. That's why I got house insurance. I got insurances. I got savings. I got stuff like that. I'm not just a retarded 9 to 5 worker. I know how to make as much as you do. Of course. So I have a bank account where I put my money into.
Yeah.
But you're not able to fix everything. I mean,
Neither
you don't
are
have
you.
the skills to fix everything. Okay, but are you willing to actually
But
go
I
on
learn and
YouTube
adapt.
and learn and fucking fix
course.
whatever is
How
broken?
do you think I got to where I am?
All right, you have somewhat of a point there.
Yeah.
Is a woman gonna find you attractive because of what you do? Because you're an entrepreneur? Or you
I
think
would say women have found me attractive because of that, yes.
I would say women would find me attractive because I have the motivation and the strength to wake up and go home. I mean, wake up and go to work
Yeah.
and bust my fucking
You have
ass
a-
every
you have a
day.
work ethic.
I can take a
I think
bitching
as
from
a
a boss.
woman-
I can look at him in the face and be like, yo, my toolbox has wheels for a reason. I can go to the
think-
next job. I can go do construction. I've had plenty of jobs.
I think
I'm
you
at
have
my
a valid
22nd
point, yes.
job and I'm only 22 years old.
I
God damn.
think you have a valid point that no matter what, for a woman, she wants a dude who has drive and will work hard no matter what, whether it's a 9 to 5 job, an entrepreneur. But I
But
think
that's the thing. If you find a guy more attractive because he has a certain role, then it's already fucking interest. There's no love, right? There's no fucking love, bro. So after all, it's all about interest. It's all under the conditions that you can provide some. There's no real love. It's all about faking some shit, right? You're gonna fake the fact that you love a girl because she's gonna fake the fact that she loves you because you provide her with something. So it's all a show at the end of the day. I don't know. What do y'all think? I'm just asking a question. What do you guys think?
it's like more attractive for a woman overall to like be driven towards someone who's more.
Because if for example, if that's the case, say I don't want a girl that's like a little bit more chubby, for example, right? Come on, or say for example, I. No, let me change. Say I meet a girl and then my girl's like really hot, she's beautiful, she takes care of her, and then like 2 years later she becomes ill or whatever the fuck happens, and for whatever reason she's not as skinny as she was when I met her, and now she gained weight. She's not as supposedly attractive as in the beginning. Now I'm not gonna love my girl the same way that I loved her initially. Then that was not real love. If that's the case, that was not real life. It was just interest, right? It's the same thing if you just like the guy because he's an entrepreneur. So what if he has to do something else? You're not gonna be standing next to the guy because now he's not an entrepreneur anymore, bro. That's why I'm telling you guys, like, relationships are a hard situation, dude.
Successful on their own than someone who just.
I would rather believe in the sense that if I'm gonna choose my girl, and for example, I'm gonna choose her. Whether she is the way she is right now, and if she changes tomorrow to something different, if she gains weight, if she loses weight, if she changes her job, or even if she goes unemployed, if some shit happens to her, I'm still gonna keep loving her the same way. Doesn't matter if she is skinny, or if she changes, or or this or that happens, right? For me, this is real love. But a lot of people, they're not into this real love, right? They want to live in certain conditions because it's a conditional love, not unconditional love. Because apparently unconditional love is pure BS. It does not exist. But what do you think? What do you think?
Works hard.
Yeah, but I know girls that are dating guys with money, scammers or whatever they may be, can't fix things. I mean, maybe you have that drive, but not everybody else does. For the sake of an argument, we're talking about the average, right? The average rich guy calls up whoever needs to be called to get.
I mean, that would probably be unattractive as a woman. I could probably say if like I was with my boyfriend and the tire popped and like he didn't know what the fuck
didn't know
to
how
do,
to swap the tire, you know
that
what
would
I'm saying?
probably be unattractive.
That would be
as a
pretty
woman.
unattractive.
Like you're a man, you should know how to fucking change a tire.
What if we fly out to Argentina and you don't know, I don't know, let's say Argentina has like, 90% are manual cars. We go over there, I can't drive. I don't know how to drive manual. Can't figure this out. I'm gonna have to have a chauffeur drive us around all day or some shit like that.
Yeah, but
is that attractive?
you think the girl wants to get ridden in a manual car versus a chauffeur?
I mean, the fact.
I mean, this is like, those things are too minor. You shouldn't even take that into consideration, right? If you take those things into consideration, then you shouldn't, in my opinion, you shouldn't even be in a fucking relationship because you're literally putting all of the worth into material things. Like, if you really love somebody, it doesn't fucking matter if they're driving a manual car or an automatic car, or if you know how to change a tire, or if you don't know how to change a tire. You are gonna learn as you walk through the relationship. It doesn't make the relationship less valuable because of all this shit. It's all an experience, guys.
I thought you said, nah, bro, I can't do it. What?
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? I get what you mean. Yeah, having a chauffeur is sick, like driving your rolls, but they don't always have rolls in Argentina or whatever the hell. Let's say you get dealt a bad card and you got to get the manual car and you can't drive it. Now what are you gonna do? You're just gonna Uber everywhere and shit?
I mean, that's like a valid argument, you know, but like as a man, you think that in my position, like I don't know how to lead like a woman. Like I know how to lead a team of however many employees I have.
You specifically.
I know how to
We're
lead
talking
a
about
woman.
the average rich
Yeah,
man.
average entrepreneur, average successful man, like he should have that leadership role. He should know how to lead a woman, you know?
All right, I want to see you do an oil change when it comes to your Rolls Royce.
Oil change.
I'm gonna just send it to the shop. Cost me $2,000. I'd rather.
For example, if say my car breaks, if my car breaks and I don't know how to change the oil of the car, and my woman leaves me because I don't know how to change the oil, then you know what, bro? I would probably not even want to be in this relationship ever again. Because, okay, although it is much better for you to know these things, right? For example, I know how to do a lot of things, but I don't know how to change the oil, right? If my woman leaves me because I need to change the oil and I don't know how to do it, and instead of me doing it personally or taking time to learn it personally, I pay somebody to do it for me, she's gonna leave me. Come on, bro. She's gonna be like, you're not a man, you're not enough of a man. I'm gonna change somebody else. And we're together for 10 years and or 2 years, and now she's gonna leave me all of a sudden because of the oil. Oh my God. Imagine I'm telling my friend, hey, why'd your girl left you? Why'd your girl leave you? Oh, because I had to change the oil and I couldn't do it. And so she said, oh, you're not enough of a man for me. Oh my God. God damn it, bro.
$2,000 for you.
$2,000, 3 hours of my time. I value spending $2,000 more.
3 hours of your
I'd rather
time to
spend
go
the
do the
$2,000.
oil change at where do you go?
You gotta go through traffic to get oil. You gotta go home, do it in my garage. Like I just have people that I can pay to come to my house and do it. I've never had to take a car to a shop once because I buy expensive cars. Like the dealership values that, so they're like, when you need anything, we send a tow truck to your house. My Lambo had to go to the shop to get the front bumper fixed. I think I'm gonna do that shit myself, sand it down, repaint it, rewrap it. I'm not doing all that.
I think
Could
the
I figure
beauty
it
in
out?
life though is teaching. At some point, you're gonna want to teach your kids those type of skills too.
Of
though.
course,
You know what I'm
and that
saying?
stuff would be like fun with my kids.
Like, because
and
maybe
stuff,
he's
too.
not gonna be rich.
But like
maybe
at
he
this
doesn't wanna
point,
go
bro,
down the same
at
part,
this point,
you
am I gonna sit there wasting hours of my time trying to figure out how to sand down a bumper, repaint it, try to figure out how to get the correct paint color to match it from Lambo? It's a rare paint
You are
color,
a car guy, right?
and then rewrap it. Yeah.
Doesn't that sound a little fun? Making.
I mean,
things
it
and
can be
creating
fun,
something?
yes.
For example, for the mechanic guy, he knows how to do these things because he's a mechanic. But say, for example, you have a computer, for example, and then the computer breaks, right? And you don't know anything about fucking computer. Does that make you less attractive? Oh my God, hold on, guys. Oh yeah. Apparently oh my God.
Do I have
like
that?
art.
I'm a driven, hardworking man. Like focused. There's things that matter to me more than doing that. And I would rather just have a tow truck come to my house, put the Lambo on the tow truck, and it spawns back in my driveway 3 days later with a fixed bumper.
Is that attractive, girls? Having somebody just come and pick up your man's car and fix it for them? No?
Like I said, I feel like this is way too minor of a problem for you to be like, oh, yeah, it could be unattractive supposedly if you don't know, because a man is better viewed if he does things. But I still think there are other things more important that defines a relationship than just that alone, right?
College degrees are a scam designed to put you in debt and make you obedient.
Oh, you didn't even finish reading the prompt and you were up here.
Okay.
Yeah, she just wants to argue. Are you in college?
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you agree with that?
Yeah.
Why?
Let me backtrack. I don't fully agree with it. If you're going to school to become a doctor or, I don't know, whatever other example like that, where like you actually need school, then it makes
Okay.
sense. I went to school for
A software engineer.
marketing degree, and like I was learning the basics of social media, English, math, while making $10,000 a month doing marketing. Like in my class. I could pull up like pictures on my phone of me like in the Facebook ads manager in my class. Like I was making.
But I feel like college overall isn't a scam because it's kind of like, if you think about it, it's the same type of consumption that you're selling, like informative consumption.
For sure.
So people are paying for your courses the same
Organized information.
way they would pay for college.
But my
So
course has a higher ROI potential than college does.
How?
That depends again. If you get a job in that, and then you pay and you set yourself up for life. Even if you paid $100,000 a year, but you have a job that you make now $7,000 a month, and you're gonna be there for the next 20 years, you had a higher ROI, right?
Because there's the potential to make more money, have more freedom.
Same thing with college. You can make a business right after getting your degree and have a lot more reliability.
You're not gonna be able to make a business after college if you don't have no experience or no money or anything at all, right?
And have a lot of bigger audience.
But you can make connections. One thing that people underestimate in college is the fact that they can make good connections that could be partners for their future business.
You get your degree and you just, I'm gonna make a business.
No, but it's the
Get
same
rich.
way that you dropped out of college and was like, I'm gonna make a business, right? Same way.
Yeah, but like
Okay,
I had
so
to
how
learn
can
and
you
go
say-
through failure hands-on. Like
Okay, you
college,
do that in college.
a
College
business
isn't
degree,
easy.
a business degree in college teaches you like vocabulary in business. It doesn't teach you hands-on learning and experience like failure actually.
He's actually correct in here. Now I agree with him. You learn more from actual work than like to open a business and failing than you will ever learn if you went to college to do business, to get a business degree. Because of course the practice is gonna be always better than theory, but there is value in that theory as well.
Doing it does.
Yeah, same thing with any other job or any other thing. You have to learn in life, like what's right or wrong, right? Like in what you want to do. You do that out of college, in college, but I don't think college is a scam because it's like a safety net. If you influence people to not go to college and buy your course because it's easier and because you did it, you're basically telling them risk your
Because
safety
here's
net,
the
risk
thing.
your
Here's the thing. When they buy
reliability.
my course, I've went through.
Yeah, college could be a reliability. The only problem here, guys, is that 24 hours is not enough. Like I always say, you cannot open a business and go to college and have a job and have a life and have a wife and have social life and do all these things at the same time. It doesn't work like that, right? It's usually a choice, and one choice kills another thing. The question here is, what should you do? What are you going to do? What you're going to risk? We don't know.
These experiences. A business professor that's teaching me about business has never ran a fucking business. I'm selling a program on how to do what I've exactly done. Now, another example here. I was talking to these guys when we were taking our intermission. One said that he's in school for electrical engineering. One said he went to school for mechanics.
Mm-hmm.
Those are jobs where you have to get hands-on learning, right? And that's what they do in school. I'm sure electrical engineering, he's like doing the job hands-on with his professor, with whoever, like learning while doing it, not just sitting down and like consuming it on a big screen. It's like he's going through the process and learning
But that means
hands-on.
college isn't a scam, right? Because they came out.
But
and
that
they
example,
are
that
getting
example,
paid well.
it's not necessarily. Could he go and do that job and just learn it hands-on on the job? Yes, 100%. But is college something that he's investing into to learn the process maybe faster and learn like the whole curriculum? Yes. That's why buying a course makes sense, because
So
you're
college
learning
isn't
from
a
someone.
scam because
I
they
said
are
at the
giving you a
I said at
timeline.
the beginning of this argument, I agree with it to an extent. Certain jobs you need school, doctor, electrical engineer,
Software engineer.
mechanic. Could you learn some of those things hands-on doing it? Yes. Now, doctor, for example, that's something you have to go to school for. You have to practice on dummies. I'm not going to learn that hands-on doing open surgery on someone's brain and make a mistake and kill them. So I have to learn from the mistakes, learn through those failures from someone else who's already been there and done that, so that I don't make that mistake and kill someone on the job.
So we agree. We agree. Okay.
So I convinced
Yeah,
you to
you
agree.
can-
So is my
No.
course a scam?
If you call college a scam, then yes.
How?
Because it's the same type of consumption. Again, you're selling someone information.
No.
the
But
same
here's my
way
point.
college
There's
does.
certain degrees in college that you need a degree for. You have to go and learn hands-on. That's the
Okay,
same thing as
but
my
you're
course.
not
You're learning
break-
from someone who's done it. A business degree in college is a scam because I'm learning from someone who's never ran a fucking business. My course is not a scam because you're learning directly from someone who has done it and went through the failures themselves. So I can mentor these students on how to not make those same failures I did.
But colleges teach you more things than just business. They're better in other
That you don't
aspects,
need to
so
know.
they're not a scam.
That you don't need to know.
I really wish the best scenario, I would say, is doing both, but a lot of people cannot afford to do both. It takes a lot of time, and one thing kills the other. That's the reality.
Maybe some things, but it's not a scam. If you call college a scam, you're calling your business
No,
a
I'm
scam.
not. I just proved my, do you want me to prove my point again?
What's your point?
My point is that in a business degree, I'm not learning from someone who's ran a business. I'm learning other things that do not fucking matter and are never gonna help me run a business.
That depends on what you choose.
In my course, you are learning from someone who has directly done it himself and has gone through the failures, the trials, the tribulations, and can help you not make those same mistakes he did. A business professor isn't gonna do that because they've never experienced what it's like to fail in certain aspects of running a business. So again, to summarize my
Is that for real? I mean, maybe the guys, they could have had a business, and then maybe it didn't work for them for whatever reason, and then they chose to be college professors, right? Because they have to pay their bills somehow. So maybe some of these people, they own business, or maybe they owned a business in the past, right?
point, there are certain degrees you need
But of course, it's much better in practice than just going to college to learn business.
to go to college for. There are certain ones
But they're both valuable, bro. Again, I just keep repeating myself at this point.
that are a complete scam.
So you're saying that anyone that goes to college for business is getting ripped off? What if? But that's the same thing. It's the same type of consumption.
Yes, I can confidently say
How
that.
can you go
No,
over
it's
a
not.
college's work?
I've proved it 2 times now. You want me to go a third?
No, but you're just saying that you're better than colleges.
I could teach a student how to make money a lot faster than someone in than a business professor could.
I mean, that depends to an extent, of course. You cannot teach somebody to make, you're helping somebody increase their odds. If everybody starts doing what you're doing, then all of a sudden you're not going to be able to make as much money anymore because it's supply and demand. It's basic law.
I would put every
Like, it
dollar
still
in my
teaches
bank
you those
account.
things.
If I taught you how to do what I do, you would make money faster than a business professor. I would.
That depends. That depends on so many things. You can buy the course and spend 10 years trying to have a business agency and never in the world having a customer, because that's the reality. Now you're being too biased.
I would put my life on it. Cut my head off if I don't.
He has to protect his bias because that's what he sells. But the reality is, no one knows for a fact what worked for you may not work for somebody else. But he, coming from the guy who has this perspective, he has to defend that shit. But I don't believe in that. It doesn't exist. You know, you cannot guarantee result. But I made this. But just because you made that, there's so many things that I did in the past that I am no longer able to do because times changed. You know, what worked in the past doesn't work anymore. Like, there's so many nuances to this shit. It's not that simple, bro.
I still don't agree though. I don't think college.
You don't agree because you just don't want to agree. But
free and prove it.
I've done
for
that.
free. How much? Wait, how much is it that you charge
Prove
people?
Let's just say 4K.
4K for how many sessions? For
Like, let's just say 6 months of access. And by the end of that 6 months, hopefully you're making like, probably my goal would have you be making like 5 to 10K a month. But when you go to school, you go for business degree, how many years? 4 years. And you spend, let's say, 15K a year
But
on
college
college.
isn't just, like,
You're 60
4
grand in
years.
debt,
There's
and now you get a
certificates.
job making 30.
Okay, college isn't just like bachelor degrees or master. You can get a certificate in something that you need to learn, and it could be in like a month.
Give me an example.
Well, I haven't done it myself. I just know from other people.
Course careers.
So give me an example.
Okay, whatever. We don't agree. I will not agree with you.
Okay, so I'm originally from LA and I moved here last month. And
For college?
Not for college.
Oh.
I honestly probably don't need to be in college. I am making good money without it. And
What do you do for work?
I just got this job, but I just did it for fun, kind of. I'm serving right now. But
Okay,
I'm
nice.
also making online
I
money.
used to be a server in high school.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Did you like it?
It was a good job.
Yeah, I mean, I like just it for like the people aspect and
Yeah.
like getting to meet people. But when I was in LA and I was in my first semester of college, it was all free. That's why I don't think it's a scam, because you can go to
Well,
those
that's different because you got a
top
scholarship,
schools.
yeah?
No, it's just community college. You can go to community college and go for, maybe I paid like a couple $100s.
But again, there's two really valuable assets you have in your life. One, money, two, time.
But
You wasted your time.
honestly, not really.
What did-
I went a
you
couple
needed-
days a week.
I mean, if you get the graduation, then it's never a waste, man.
Let me ask you this.
You have a reliability. You have a reliability.
needed your degree to get your server job,
No,
so you wasted your time. How many years did you go to school for?
I'm still in school right now.
Okay.
I moved here and I'm going to Miami-Dade. And obviously,
But
since I'm
if
not
you
a resident,
weren't in school, you
I
do
am
it
paying,
online?
I am paying good money. I mean, I'm paying like $5,000, which sucks. But
And
again,
you're wasting
this
your
is a-
time
this
that
is
you
a
could be
safety
spending,
net.
serving, and making money.
But I am doing it all. I serve. I
But
do make
but
my
you're
online
still
money
you're
doing-
still investing one of your most valuable assets you have,
What else would I be doing with that
which is time.
though?
Serving, making more money.
But that's not how I make all my money.
How else do you make your money?
It's like a small niche, but I'm learning. I'm gonna do a course soon. Drop in the course.
So you're gonna do a course?
Yeah. So I
So you
Still
believe
in
in
college.
courses too?
I can be in college though and have that safety net just in case
Yes,
this doesn't work out.
and I agree
am
with
doing,
that.
I'm doing marketing too,
A
so
lot
that
of
helps.
a lot of my students, like when they first join my program, they're working a job, they're in school, whatever. I have students making $20K a month and they're still in school.
Yeah, I'm making
Student named
around
Griffin,
that
he's
too.
making like 20 to 40 a month and he's still in school and he posts videos every single day in
Exactly.
his business classes saying, "Oh, I'm learning how to pitch today."
Yeah, that's-
Little does my professor know I made 30K
That's
doing
what
that
I'm
this
doing.
month.
I'm like, I sometimes look at her and I'm like, oh, I'm probably making more than her, but again, like I just think it's good to just have that piece of paper
and some people
something
believe
to
that,
show for
you know?
that.
Some people, me, I didn't give a fuck about that. I was like,
Yeah, but society wants that shit. That's what he doesn't understand. Society views you differently if you have that shit. And unfortunately, that's how the game works, you know?
I'm gonna fully take this.
For example, if you have, say you're owner of a big tech, you want to hire somebody who has a degree. You want to hire somebody, say I want to hire a software engineer. I am not hiring somebody who does not have a degree. I would, if I have the chance to, choose somebody who has a degree and has experience, I'd rather hire somebody who has a degree versus a guy who doesn't have a degree. It's very unfortunate, man.
Just put my back against the wall. I think it'll make me go harder and be more successful. There's other people where they're like, I'm making 20K a month doing marketing online, but I still want to go to school for maybe the experience or maybe to just have that safety net.
Yeah.
And that's totally okay too.
Yeah.
You can
Like,
do
I
both.
I think Kim Kardashian went back to get like some lawyer degree. And
Well, she's just
obviously-
retarded. Like, she's a
Obviously, she
billionaire.
doesn't need to do that, but like,
She's
at
probably
least
just
it
bored.
shows that she did that. Do you think
She's not retarded, of course.
she's bored?
Yeah, you get to.
She's not retarded. She understood the game, and she played her cards right. I can be very well off, and I can still spend 3 to 4 years for a degree just for the sake of it, because it's experience at the end of the day.
To a certain level of like, I can't speak from experience, but you get to.
Even Mark Zuckerberg, when he was launching Facebook and that shit made millions, he still got his degree. Well, to my knowledge, at least, I could be wrong, but from what I know, he actually got his degree. And I'm talking about Mark Zuckerberg. It took a while for him to graduate, but he actually graduated later on, right? So
To a certain level of success where things
Yeah.
just get boring. Look
That's
at
what I'm
Look at
saying.
Jeffrey Epstein. I mean, he had all the money in the world and he started doing real freaky shit because he was
Yeah.
bored.
100%.
So
But yeah, that's my opinion. I think that you can go to school and do your other things, and I don't think it's a scam
I
unless
agree.
you're going to like Miami and you're paying $80,000
Yeah.
to $100,000 a
That's just,
year
like, stupid.
for the experience. I think that's when you're getting into scam territory. But I mean, if you have the money and you want to do that, go for it, I guess.
yeah, like I said, to an extent, it's a scam, but it depends how you utilize it, I guess. But,
Okay, so we're in agreement, kind of.
yeah,
Not really.
I think you can go to school.
Did I change
and
your
still-
perspective?
No, I already believe that.
Okay.
I think you can go to school and also, do whatever online and make money because
Mm-hmm.
I literally have multiple students doing that, or I've had multiple students, when they first joined, they were working a job and they needed to work that job because they had bills to pay and they
Yeah.
just invested this money in my course. Like,
And also,
if they just quit their
yeah,
job.
if they're buying your course, they had to get the money from somewhere too. and,
Exactly.
like, I guess.
Exactly. So they worked their job until boom, they replaced their income from their job with everything they learned from my course, and then boom, they quit
Exactly.
their jobs.
Though, like I know.
Yeah, but how sustainable is that shit, and how stable is that? You can make 20,000 a month with a marketing agency or any business right now as an entrepreneur. But the same way you can make 20,000 in 1 month, you can make zero the next month, and you can spend the next 6 months making zero. Especially if you have a whole business solidified on paid traffic, for example. It's pretty much what happened to me when I was starting with the internet world, right? I started with the internet, and then I had this paid traffic business in which I would run campaigns and I would make sales, and I was making not a huge ton of money, but I made a decent amount of money. And like I made consistently for 6 months, and then all of a sudden all of my campaigns they got deactivated, and I couldn't run the campaigns anymore, and it started giving me a whole lot of headache. And then I found out that I had created something, off of a not very stable foundation. So now even if I made, for example, 20,000, and if I'm not making anything at all, it's like 20,000 and then goes 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Or sometimes I can even spend money and then not even make sales, but not even make the sales. Now I have a loss, right? Now I have lost money. Not only have I not made money, but I actually lost money as well. There's also the risk.
It's like,
and you're also paying bills every month. So there's all these things going against you. It's the reality of it, man.
you can also lose your job, but if like the whole internet got like destroyed, I don't know how that would happen, but like I guess then at least you have
their jobs too if the whole internet got destroyed.
True.
A person has to really know themselves and like be really self-aware, because like I'll say from my example, I was always book smart, but I'm not like street smart, not the entrepreneurial type. That would be like really difficult for me. Maybe one day, I'll.
But you don't know till you try. You would have never known you were book smart until you went to school.
That's just how I'm naturally wired.
Right, but
like I can study
if school
something.
wasn't a thing, like if you didn't go to elementary school, middle school, high school, you would have never known you were book smart. So until you try to be an entrepreneur or whatever, like you would never know if you're good at it. You just tell yourself you're not. That's your limiting belief. That's why entrepreneurship starts up here.
Well, what if?
Okay, now she's speechless.
That's a good
Are you
question.
good at?
Oh, God.
Are you good at? Hang on, let me ask you this. Are you good at football?
It's easier
Are you good at
on
football?
my nervous system to study a subject, be really good at that subject, and then to get a job in that
You just
field
really
that
like
pays well.
being comfortable, huh?
For right, maybe
You
no,
just
I'm
don't like
saying,
the idea of not being comfortable.
Well, right now, I don't want to like risk a lot. If I can,
But why?
if I could, so say there's
You're
an example
young,
where someone
You have life ahead of you.
well,
Why
if
not
there's
be
an
willing to
example
take a risk?
where
Like,
someone. So okay,
everything in
between
life
your
is a risk.
course-
Walking out of this
between-
door is a
Okay.
risk. Walking from that chair to here is a
Right.
risk. What if that snake bites you?
Okay, I'm just saying that
That's a risk.
Yeah.
between your course and say
Oh
someone
my
studying
God.
AI engineering. Say they studied AI engineering, they really focused, they like went
AI
all
engineering is
in.
gonna get
They
replaced
went-
by AI
no,
itself.
They went all in, and then they were able to get a job that pays maybe starting 200K with experience 400, 500.
Yeah, this is arguably much better than having a business because it's so much more stable. But it really depends on what the person. It really depends on the person if that's what they really want. If they're gonna be happy doing this. Maybe they can do this for a certain amount of time. Like say they do this for 2-3 years and they save up some money and now they can quit and do something else because now they have money and a little bit of they have money and time to focus on some other thing. But even to create the business, they still need to put in time into creating a little business as well. So it would be better for them to quit the job once they had at least some structure, some experience of what to do, so that they can quit the job and have something going on for them rather than starting from zero. Because that money can, if they're not saving up that money, the money can run out again. It's just a matter of a couple of months.
And
It's very fucking complex, bro.
they
Then
went.
they get
Oh no,
replaced
they
in
went.
5 years
No,
'cause
they
AI
went
learns how to
all.
replace
They
itself.
went all in and focused, and then they're like, okay, because I learned this skill, there's a higher probability of getting a job that pays well. Someone could do your course. I could be doing it like 80 hours a week in your course and still fail.
Not if you stick with it long enough.
What is the percentage of people, because you're saying 5 to 10K per month after 6 months? Like what percentage? And consistently,
I would say,
not like 5K 1 month, the next month zero.
I don't
zero,
have
zero.
Exactly.
a real specific
Yeah.
statistic. I'm actually working on something right now to figure out better how to hold them accountable and how to
Right.
track that better so that we can actually get that metric and figure out, okay, this is the percentage of students that are actually getting the results we want them to achieve. This is the percentage that aren't. What do we need to do to make these students that aren't more successful? If I had to say a number, I'd say maybe 20 or 30%, but how many people will go to school and get a degree and don't even end up getting a job that pays them 6 figures a month? Because in
Yeah, it's also a very low percentage rate, unfortunately.
today's day and age, it's hard to live off anything less than 6 figures a month out on your own, especially if you're in like a
Whoa, hold on. Live off of less than 6 figures a month? Come on, bro. Fuck out of here, bro.
big city.
Right.
Hold on. Let me hear this shit again.
Off anything less than 6 figures a month, out on figures a month. Because in today's day and age, it's hard to live off anything less than 6 figures a month.
It's hard to live off of less than 6 figures a month. Bro, fuck out of here. Now you fucked up, bro. It's the only time here in which I think he really fucked up.
Out on your own,
He's either trolling or he really fucked up.
especially
Come on, man. Don't be like that.
if you're in like a big city.
Right.
Like I spend
Right.
or 6 figures a year. I spend that in
Oh, okay. 6 figures a year.
a month.
You have to have roommates in a place like Miami.
Exactly.
Less than 6
Like
figures.
I can easily
agree.
blow that in a month. Now, granted, I live
Right, but
more of a
also
lifestyle,
like you're
but-
like the top 0.1%, right? Like I think what
Right.
people are sold right now. Okay, that's
So
Bro, that's crazy.
basically, ladies and gentlemen, for the duration of this program, I think this man's actually proven himself very right. And that's a sad thing. Because
Why is it sad?
Because you
Well, it is kinda
what you
sad.
do is a philosophy, okay? In terms of education, there are a lot of people close to me that are educators, all right? You know, I come from a family of educators, but there's also in this country, academics is a business.
right. It's a
In
business for
other-
myself.
I understand. Well, I don't think what you're doing is academic. I think it's more of like a philosophy, like a get rich quick kind of thing.
No. Again, I've talked all
I mean, it's a business.
day long about how it's not a get rich quick thing.
I
and
get
that's
it.
not
I
what we
won't.
market it as.
I won't bore you.
It's
with
just an informal way of teaching something.
that. I'm just saying because what I'm here to disagree with is there are people that do love to teach, and there's a vocational aspect in the university because it is a business, and I understand it's a business for you, okay, and. There are people that genuinely love what they do, and they're not looking at the fucking size of their wallet. But that's just some other people. That's kind of like people like me. You know, I just kind of, I'm an artist, and I just kind of, do it my own way. But when you said that, when I was talking about the influencer thing, about positive, a lot of the things you said were negative. Like, oh, college is a scam. It can't all be fuck you and I am this.
No, of course.
You know?
It never is. It never
Okay.
is fuck you and I'm this.
Yeah.
That's never.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm any better than anyone because of what I've achieved. I mean, yeah, simple as that. I don't think that I'm of any more value.
Just try to keep that mindset when you're educating people because what you're doing
course.
is educating.
Yeah.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, dude. didn't even care about the debate. God damn. What the fuck was that?
Entrepreneurs are more valuable to society than people who have normal jobs.
No, they're not. They're not. Everybody has their own value. In terms of, okay, entrepreneurs, they generate more jobs if they have a business that succeeded. Sure, they can give more jobs, but it's like one thing needs the other thing, right? The entrepreneurs need the people working and the workers need the entrepreneurs. So it's not that there's more value. It's just that they all need each other. They all feed each other.
Yeah, this guy knows. Those guys.
Just
This is gonna be interesting.
Capitalism is a living organism. We all need each other. We all need each other.
argument I brought
I know
up
what you're
earlier.
gonna
Somebody's
say.
got to fix your car, dude.
Yeah, but somebody has to provide the job to the person who gets hired to fix that job.
Huh?
Or someone has to hire you to
Nobody got
work
hired.
at that business.
No, I can work at home.
Yeah, but like majority of your income comes from someone who hired you to work that job,
Yeah, because they do
Entrepreneurs
have
are the ones that build those
because they
things
do
that
have a
society
bigger
provides.
flow. But most of the entrepreneurs started off kind of like what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
anybody
It's
that
like
has
you work your way up the totem
yeah,
pole.
Huh?
It's like you work your way up the totem pole.
Yeah. But what we're arguing here is that the working man is more important than the entrepreneur.
I
in my
don't think
opinion.
so, just because someone has to provide that job to the working man, and someone had to build the
The jobs
opportunity
come
to
on
get
their
that
own.
job.
The cars are gonna break. Cars are
No.
always gonna break.
Right, but
Nothing
there's
is
not
gonna
always going to
replace
be
cars. Not for
right. But if
years.
there's not someone to build a business that's revolved around fixing someone's car, like someone had to build that business, you know?
Someone had to build the business that I work at.
Yeah,
Yeah, but there's
and provide those jobs.
yeah, but I can do it wherever. I could do your oil change at
I mean,
a parking lot at Kmart,
A
Walmart.
lot of
wherever.
jobs, yours not so much until maybe robots are here one day, but like your job won't get replaced by AI, but like
Not
a lot
for
of
a
jobs
really
are going to
long
get replaced by AI, and someone had to build that AI that's going to do those jobs instead of manual labor and people do them, you know? AI is going to replace a lot of jobs. Okay? Understood?
They're gonna replace your job too, though.
No, they're not.
Just because you're ahead of the game doesn't mean they're not gonna.
They're not
going
going
to
to replace my job.
They're not gonna replace your job.
No.
At some point, they will.
No.
I mean, all you're doing is marketing, really, right? Well,
If it's marketing strategy, then the robots are gonna fucking take over your job too. They're gonna take all of our jobs. We're done. We're cooked. It's all over. Just end of humanity. Stop everything. Just stop living. Living is worthless.
exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Nah, it doesn't work like that.
No, actually, a lot of it does. Cause I could search up on ChatGPT, make me a course on what breast scales does, on like the same thing you do. You get what I'm saying, on a marketing course. And ChatGPT.
But AI hasn't learned hands-on the same way that I have. Like that's a really
AI takes statistics from everywhere, though.
yeah, but it hasn't learned hands-on.
Hands-on.
You could ask AI how to take out your LS engine and put it back in, and it'll tell you how to do it, but it won't do it for you.
It won't do it for you.
No.
Of course. So the working man is the one more important. The one who's gonna actually take the engine out. The one who's gonna put it back together for you.
In that case, I mean, yes, but someone had to build ChatGPT to be able to tell you how to do it.
I mean, yeah, you're right.
But again, my point.
Of workers, right? Of entrepreneurs and workers, because it's all the same thing. They all have value.
What was my point?
I would say that because the entrepreneur is taking more risk, of course, he's going to be paid better if he succeeds because he's offering the job. But they're both equally valuable. If the workers don't want to work, then the business fails.
Point earlier that I didn't
They all need each other.
even finish. AI is going to replace a lot of jobs, and someone has to build that AI and build that business that does replace those jobs, you know?
You don't think AI is gonna replace your job?
No,
No. Why are you so confident in that?
because I'll be ahead of the curve. That's what an entrepreneur is.
Because you'll just always be ahead of the curve.
Even
You'll
if-
never get caught slipping once.
No, I mean, that happens. That's entrepreneurship, but you adapt and you learn and you build. That's what it is. That's the game, my brother.
At the end of the day, bro, you can own the mechanic shop, but if you have nobody there to work and to actually do the oil changes and change the
Yeah,
tires,
but
then you got nothing.
the
Exactly.
workers
don't really
can
have-
the workers can have the skill of the mechanic job, but if they have nowhere to work, it goes both ways.
That's what I'm saying. It goes both ways. Exactly. They need each other. There's no.
I can agree.
God damn it.
And disagree with you because it goes both ways. We got to agree on that. Like, if the workers don't have anywhere to work, they're fucked. If the business has no workers, they're fucked.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. I mean, back to my point. Like, I could really work on cars wherever. You know what I'm saying? You could do your job wherever.
But you don't know how to run your own mechanic shop. You could learn and you could do it,
I'm
and then
pretty
you
sure
would
I
be the
could run
business
my own
owner.
mechanic shop right now.
Then why don't you?
Because I don't have as much as experience on working on cars as other mechanics do. I'm saying there's a
Bro,
couple
that's
jobs
what
I can't
business
do.
is. You hire roles that are more experienced than you. My head media buyer in my agency, he's been running ads for 8 years. He knows more about running ads than I do. That's why he's hired as that role. But I was the one that put myself in a higher leverage position where I'm his boss. He's better
Higher leverage position. That's the perfect way to put it.
at the skill than me,
sorry.
but I'm better at other things that
I just
propel
can't
the
agree with you
business
at all,
forward
bro.
more.
There's always got to be a worker.
There's always got to be a business.
The worker is what holds everything up.
But you haven't made one valid point of why. Because the business holds the workers.
But there's people selling tacos at the crib, bro. Like, that's not a place of business,
Yeah.
but people are buying.
That is their business.
So now that's a business?
That's a business.
So then me doing an oil change at the Walmart would also be, at the parking lot would be a business too.
Yeah. Essentially, you'd be like your own business. It's called a freelancer.
So then the worker is more important than the worker brings the business.
No,
the worker
because-
is the business.
Well, the worker is the business if they're operating under their own business. But if the job comes in because of the business and the worker does the work, the business brought that job in.
A lot of
Oh my god,
work in there.
bro! What the? Oh my god, dude, that's crazy.
The American dream is propaganda to keep people stuck in jobs.
America purposefully designed people to be stuck in jobs so they can be free. No, capitalism does that, not America. We all need to be stuck in a job for the most part, so we can be free, because we need to be holding the system together, not America alone. That's capitalism.
So actually, I was sitting there and I was actually thinking, I actually do believe if you work hard and like you go to college, because here's the thing, we're arguing this like the main goal in life is to make money. It's not. There are a lot of people that actually don't care about money. They just, like I was speaking to this girl one time and she told, I asked her what's one of the biggest things you want to achieve, and she told me like raising a son.
That's
raising a daughter.
that's a bigger goal for me than probably.
That's beautiful. That's actually very beautiful.
Probably getting super rich is
Exactly,
like, beautiful wife, beautiful kids, beautiful home.
Right.
But to be able to really provide for my family and give them a life that's like free, money is kind of a necessary.
But here's the thing, you could do that with the job too. I mean, if you're a lawyer, you're making like fucking $400K a year.
That's gonna get replaced by AI, bro.
You believe a lawyer is gonna get replaced by AI?
Yes, every contract I ever
Would you
get for
hire
business.
Would you hire an AI to represent you? Let's say you got in the
Bro,
fucking,
it's probably smarter. I mean,
Exactly. You're not gonna fucking hire an AI. Now it's the first time in which I think he made a valid point throughout the whole freaking video.
granted, this may be way in the future because granted, someone like a lawyer still has to.
So
step into
you
a
would hire
courtroom.
ChatGPT to represent you in court?
Of course not.
You didn't let me finish.
Nah, he got him good. If
No, you didn't let me
he got him good.
finish. I was still proving my point that answers that. It's a long time, I think, before obviously like a lawyer still has to step into a courtroom and represent a person that's either guilty or non-guilty. Yeah. But as of right now, bro, like before, 5-10 years ago, I would get a contract for some sort of business agreement. I would send it to my lawyer to look over it, right? Mm-hmm. Nowadays, I just put it in ChatGPT and say, yo, tell me the pros and cons of this contract.
ChatGPT actually makes up like bullshit that doesn't actually exist. So like, let's say you give ChatGPT that contract.
Yes, to some extent, but it's pretty accurate these days. But you got to be careful. Not everything is 100% accurate.
It could read it and like, I don't know, because ChatGPT is crazy. It comes up with bullshit statistics. So you could give it to that ChatGPT and it could give it back to you, and then you read it, you're like, oh, ChatGPT did it for me. But in real life, you just fucked.
No. The only thing I use ChatGPT for in the terms of a contract is like I put it in there and have it break the contract down so that I can like dumb it down and like brief it,
Yeah, but like a human could do that for you too, and it could probably.
Yeah, but I have to pay the human to do it,
I mean, that's true though. But back to the point of the prompt is that you actually don't need that much money to be happy in life. You're saying like you need freedom, right? That's your point. You have money.
Here's the thing. Here's my main point is like maybe you don't need a lot of money. Whatever money means to you and the level of money you want to have kind of comes with a level of freedom, and money is freedom. So as soon as you have kind of that financial freedom, a lot of freedom in other areas of your life opens up. If I have $100 million in the bank,
I don't think
we're gonna have to think about money. If I want to go
hold on, I don't think that. A lot of the times the job is the problem. A lot of the times it's the job that you have is the problem. If you had a different type of job that maybe you would have suffered a little less, then you wouldn't even complain about having a 9 to 5. I don't think the problem is the 9 to 5. It's maybe the 9 to 5 that you're working on that you don't want to be there, right?
Here's the thing, you don't need a fuck ton of money to have freedom. Listen,
no, I know.
Some people get satisfaction from the littlest things in life.
It just depends on
That's exactly right.
Type of person.
Some people don't give a fuck about traveling. They're okay with being at home. They're okay with being in their little area with their friends. So like, you don't really need that much money to be happy. And there are a fuck ton of people with money that are like, fuck, I hate my life.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there are a fuck ton of people with money that don't have freedom.
They value money too much.
Right.
Like they don't value what really matters in life. But in my example here, I have a family. I'm 40 years old. I have $100 million in the bank. Right. I never have to think about money. Say my kid needs a surgery. Say God forbid, my kid has cancer and I have to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars to treat his cancer, money isn't an issue to do that for me anymore. You know, if my kid's birthday is coming up and he's been really good lately and he's been getting good grades in school and I want to reward him and take him on a trip to, you know,
But here's the
Disneyland.
thing though, if that kid is a materialistic piece of shit, that kid's never
No,
gonna
that's
be
not
happy,
the
though.
point though. But life is about like I believe life is about like experiences with people you really care about, you know? So like if my kid's been really good, getting good grades, like I want to take him to Disney for his birthday, money isn't an issue in that. Like $10,000 to go to Disney when I have $100 million in the bank, it's nothing. It's pennies. You
I
know?
totally agree, but the kid could get the same satisfaction from like maybe getting him a fucking basketball for his birthday or something. Just like
he actually got a good point here. But of course, it's much better for you to have $100 million and you have much more peace of mind than somebody who's, you know, something happens in their life, you need treatment and you don't have the money because you don't make enough money to cover that shit, right?
You don't have.
Now you're less vulnerable if you have money. Money gives you less vulnerable. Makes you less vulnerable to the world, to all the intricacies of the world, right?
To go
It's the only protection. It's the only protection
above and beyond for,
I know.
for something like that. But I also understand your point, you know, like you have a lot of money you want to do, you know.
I feel like nowadays I don't treat money as money over everything. It's like it gives you more protection against the fucking world. Money buys you the power to say no, to not be humiliated to certain things, right?
Things, you know, you want to celebrate that money, but
to me here.
But I would say as well that if you can give your kid a very meaningful life as well without having $100 million to your bank account. It's all about giving love to what you have, right? You can make your kid very happy if you give enough structure or at least some decent amount of structure and a lot of love, because like the kids need love more than money. You can give all the money in the world. If you don't give love to your kid's probably not gonna be as good as a kid who's received a lot of love growing up.
Here's how I value money. Money is really cool because it's opened a lot of freedom in my life, but money is like a measurement. It's like the scoreboard.
right.
It measures how good I'm doing in business. And I really care about fulfilling myself. And I'm money driven. Yes, I love money, but also it's like, you know, a measurement of success. It's like the more money I have, the better I'm doing, the more I feel like I'm achieving. But I would never say that money is like my main motivator, you know? I would say my main motivator is like not identifying myself as a loser, not being a disappointment to myself, and just being like able to put my head on the pillow at night and be like, damn, I'm proud of, you know, what I've done and what I've built.
I agree with that, man. I agree with you, Brad.
Damn.
Listen, can you, like, off camera and everything, can you just give me like a course for free?
I would never give my course away for free. It's worth too much.
Dude, that was a video. God damn, was that a 3-hour video? God fucking damn it, bro. Okay, one entrepreneur versus 9 dumbasses and a cool white guy with a snake. Nah, they're not dumbasses. They're not dumbasses. You're judging them. Guys, this is your competition. One entrepreneur versus 10 excuses for why their lives are shit. I feel like you're judging here as well. You're judging. I trade futures and I make good money. I have people, even my own family members, who are like these guys. I've always blah, blah, blah. You're lucky. Without knowing, I spent months and years mastering trading. I suffer like crazy with some massive lows and dabs on top of that. And then the older ones, trading isn't real. I work so hard, wake up 4 to 5, blah, blah, blah. Just excuses over. When he said, people give up before they make it. It's so real. That's if you quit, you cannot fail. But that's the thing. You're using your personal experience to defy that as a rule. You know what I'm saying? Like, your personal experience is 1 in a million of experiences from a million people who also tried it. And I say that from a trader perspective because I am a trader myself as well. And a lot of people are not going to make it. You know, I was very lucky as well learning how to trade because I met the right people at the right time. I was very lucky. And I also put in the work as well to show up. But that's the thing. The right opportunities came for me, not the bad ones. Because a lot of people, they're going to try to do trading. They're going to lose all their money because there's so many scammers out there, right? But yeah, great video. That was a long ass video. Okay. Some of these mentalities are genuinely scary. I'm a loser. I'm gonna find an excuse to be a loser. I feel like these guys here, they're judging too much, right? The guys here, they're judging way too much. But it is what it is. Jealousy looks so ugly. Makes them look pathetic. The young black college boy is going to stay poor for the rest of his life. Bro bought a Corvette and had a baby before moving out of his mom's crib. Uh, Notices how this Nate guy was also an entrepreneur before. He's the chillest and most understanding. Yeah, guys. Okay, this video is very long. There's a lot of people commenting here. I lost some brain cells listening to this 9-to-5ers. The 9-to-5ers. Second guy is such a little victim in life. Okay. No wonder rich people don't like helping poor people. Law. Anytime they try, they are always called scammers. Fortunately, I guarantee you the mechanic guy has a serious gambling problem. You can see it in his face. I mean, how do you know that? How do you know that? You cannot know that. You're just assuming that. Ain't no way, family. Finally. The girl at the white button came just to flirt. Button up, yeah. Pick the game you can win. Choosing a profession is much like choosing a sport to pursue professionally. The rational choice is not the most glamorous field, but the one where three conditions align. One must have enough ability to realistically become competitive, enough genuine enjoyment to sustain the repetition required to improve, and a credible path for effort to compound into meaningful results. This applies just as much to entrepreneurship as to conventional careers. Risk is part of the same equation. Some paths offer higher upside, but also greater chance to early exit. So the goal is not to avoid risk entirely, but to choose a level of exposure that keeps one in the game long enough for skill, feedback, and opportunity to accumulate. I like that one. If progress fails to generate sufficient traction, the rational move is not stubborn, persistent, but early reallocation. Success is therefore less about choosing the best field and abstract about choosing than about choosing the wide where ability, enjoyment, and survivable risk align long enough for compounding to work. Damn, that was a great comment. Great comment. Amazing. Well, that's pretty much summed it up. What I wanted to say, or in better words, right? What I believe as well. One of the things that I believe, at least. But yeah, this video was very long, very tiring. God damn it, I'm tired as hell. If you make it to the end of the video, you're very strong, okay? Because I yapped a lot on this fucking one. And yeah, it's such a crazy video. All right, there's this debate is never gonna end. And again, whatever path you chose, I wish all of the best. Good luck if you're being an entrepreneur. Good luck if you want to be a 9-to-5er. Good luck if you want to graduate. I wish all of the best for you, and I hope that you can fulfill your dreams. And I mean, feel fulfilled. Feel fulfilled as a person, and be content and happy to where you are, and live a comfortable life, or at least live as happy as possible, okay, in this so short existence that we have in this earth, right? So take care, guys. Bye. God damn it, that was a hard one. Fuck.